Hello, 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 folks. Giving a second for folks to get on in here. It's been a minute. Glad to see you all. I am home and finally, and ready to get down to business. We got a lot to talk about, and only what's up, Miss Natasha? Hey, get Grammy. What's up, Titus? We don't have that long until the midterms, y'all. We have 102 days. That is less time than Kamala Harris ran to be the president of the United States of America. So hopefully that is a little jarring for you. Good morning, Jen. What's up, Dax? Hey, Rob. Good morning, Endo Moon. Hello, folks. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you guys are rolling in. Thank you for liking and sharing. What's up, Jen the Vet? Penny GF. Good to see you, Conchita. They are crazy. Well, listen, your name actually says that you're a troll, so I'm probably not going to communicate with you unless you want to join the panel. Okay. Yeah, missed you guys too. Good morning, Tech Lady. What's up, Amy? Hey, Davy Bad Bloggers. How are you? What's up, Sin? Blue Honey Pot. Good morning, Mel Gray. I'm glad to be live. We're about to lock in, as the youngsters would say. We're about to lock the fuck in. So yeah, she's okay, Big Daddy D. Waiting on the test results from her echo, and then we'll know more. Yeah, so we'll go from there. Yeah, Prince Harry, right? I don't know you, so how about no? Good morning, Lonnie. Me too, Katzmandu. Me too, very much so. I literally had to spend about 45 minutes this morning just getting myself right. Like literally, I needed some Palo Santo, I needed some oils, I needed some meditation time and music and all the things to just even kind of get started on this conversation. Um, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I needed a reset. What's up, Mo? That reminds me. Thank you, Mo. Just seeing you reminded me of what I need to put up here. Uh, and I know that we normally do Black as Fuck Fridays, but because I haven't been live, I need to just focus and do a regular live today, and we'll do the Pally panel at 1. How's that, folks? Okay, so listen, Dun Dun, I'm not sure why you're here. You know that you're not going to have a conversation with me, so you can stay in the queue if you want, but you're not coming to my panel. What's up, Neuro Mama? Thanks, Jen. Appreciate it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for the rocket. What's up, Mo? Good to see you, friend. Hope you are okay. I know shit is popping off over there and I've been traveling for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't been as consistent, but definitely been thinking about you guys and hoping that all is okay. What's up, Neuro Mama? Farah. Thanks, Veronica. Appreciate that. It's really good to see everybody. So, um, yeah, just kind of is what it is. What's up, Win Dixie? Good to see you guys as well. I know that there were quite a few of you guys that thought we might be able to like hang out while I was back home, but it just wasn't that kind of trip, and I didn't have that kind of availability. Folks, if you were joining me anywhere other than, why does this look funky over here? Why does this look weird? This looks very weird. Why can't I see any chat? I can't see any chat, folks. So if you are watching anywhere other than TikTok, can you do me a favor and chat? Like if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, Substack, I can't see your chats. I wish I could. But if you're on any of those places, it says that you're watching, but I can't see you. So if you could chat for me and let me know that you're there and everything is working okay, that would be fantastic. Because I just can't see you guys right now. All right, so listen. So folks, listen, the prompt is pretty simple this morning. Good morning, Butter's House. Thank you, Conchita. I see you over there now. Appreciate you very much. Hey, Letty, I know you haven't seen me in forever. I was traveling, had to go home. First, I had a trip that was planned. And then right before that trip, literally the day before that trip, my mom was in the hospital. So just a lot going on. I do see YouTube. Appreciate you guys. So I can see Facebook and YouTube. Love that. Appreciate it. Okay, so let me just, I want to just kind of level set so that we know what this topic is and why I have it up. So of all the things that I wanted to talk about, I didn't want to just pick a singular topic. And look, this got glitched for a second. Thanks, Sarah. I appreciate it. So I didn't want to pick a singular topic because I was actually like getting ready today and I was like, okay, so what should I center this around and all of that. And then I looked up because I wanted to keep my little ticker up there, my little thing that says how many days until the midterms, right? And I saw it was 102 days and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's less time than Kamala Harris ran for office. I just want you all to like sit with that for a moment that we have less time until the midterms than we had for Kamala Harris to run her presidential campaign. So I was like, you know what? We've got to get serious. We've got to lock in and we've got to have conversations about why people are voting and what are the issues that are important to people. And so I just really felt like this was an appropriate topic. So what are the issues that keep you from voting and or voting for progressives? Like those two things combined together. And so that's a very broad thing. So it might lead us to talk about, immigration. It might lead us to talk about LGBTQIA. It might lead us to talk about women's rights. It might lead us to talk about Gaza and Palestine. It might lead us to talk about a variety of different things. Oh, I love that, Better's House. Appreciate that. But my whole thing is whatever it leads us to, it's part of the conversation about why we are or are not voting in these midterms and why we are voting for the people that we are voting for. And I think those are the most important conversations that we could be having right now. And sure, we can talk about Nolan Wells. We can talk about the Trump administration's repeated failed attempts to get access to unredacted voter rolls because they lost another court case with regard to Kentucky. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. Like we could talk about all of those different things. We can talk about the war in Iran because I'm sure that's going to come up as part of it. But whatever the issues are, we have to have a conversation about what are the issues that are important to you as an American citizen and as a voter, and why they are causing you to vote or not vote the way that you are, right? We can talk about our feud. We can talk about, I really don't want to talk about explosive diarrhea, but we can talk about the changes to the CDC. We can talk about the changes in regulations. We can talk about, this administration's, what appears to be quid pro quos with the company that's, allegedly attached to explosive diarrhea. You know what I mean? So like we could talk about those things. You haven't had salad in weeks. Yeah, just saying. Good morning, Ada. And so like that's the deal. Those are the places where I'm focused. And I don't know what that's going to mean in terms of people's thank you, Candy Kiss. That's really cute. That reminds me of Lisa's parrot, Jonah. Like somebody, next time Lisa's live, somebody should pop up and gift that little parrot thing to Lisa. It would be appropriate, would it not, for Jonah? So yeah, just saying, Cam. Let me just also tell you what I find funny. So this literally says, the prompt says, what issues are keeping you from voting and or voting for progressives? And hey, Gumps, good to see you. And hey, Rosalind. And I think it's weird when people pop into the chat and they just go, God bless Trump. You know what that tells me? It tells me you're either a bot or a troll or someone that doesn't really know the issues or isn't able to articulate the issues and why you're voting, because there's nothing about this background that talks about the president of the United States. Nothing. And so it tells me you can't be sincere in the thing that you're typing or saying. I love that Sin was able to become a super fan. Thank you, Sandy, for that. Appreciate it. So, listen, I don't care if you like Donald Trump or not. I don't care. What I do care about is why you support the actions of his administration, why you support his policies. Good to see you too, Bobby. All of those types of things. And if you want to have that conversation, I am down. I am down for that conversation all day long, day in and day out, so that we can get very focused and very specific. But if you're just here to do troll shit, I just don't care about it. It's like it's worse than being a middle schooler, and to be quite frank, it's very unpatriotic. It's unpatriotic and it's insulting to the country. as if you don't actually care about your neighbors and the health and well-being of people. And maybe you don't. Maybe that's legitimately who you are in this life. And if that's the case, that's also sad. And I would like to know how you got to be that type of person and why you choose to be that type of person. As if there aren't significant things that are happening in the world that we need to appreciate you, Miss Kel, for becoming a super fan. So why is that? Right? So I'm going to go over the guidelines in this space. Okay. In case you are new to me, which I don't see a whole lot of new people, but if you are new to me, welcome. So I only ask for 4 things in this space. Okay. Number 1, I ask that people be respectful. That's it. That's very, very simple. Number 2, don't use slurs of any kind. If you use slurs in my space, you will be muted and you will be booted from this space. I don't tolerate it. Number 3, don't spam the comments. In other words, don't say the same thing 5, 6, 7 times. It's not productive. It clogs up the chat. It's ridiculous, right? And then last but not least, don't type in all caps. And the reason is very simple. I have folks in this community that are vision impaired. And so all caps are reserved for those individuals and my moderators. So be respectful of people with disabilities, or you will be muted and maybe booted from this live. Because I don't think these are hard things to ask for. I think that everybody that is here are supposed to be adults. And so you should be able to follow those 4 very simple things. Okay. Having said that, we're gonna dive in and we're gonna talk about some things today. So I appreciate everybody and for popping in. When I bring you to the panel, right? If you have requested up and I bring you to the panel, then I'm going to ask you to put yourself on mute until I get to you. Okay. And remember the guidelines in this space. It's not hard. All right. So hopefully we're going to be just fine and we're going to have a productive day. Yeah. So, Stephen, when you say you see young drivers, 18, lower 20s, driving around with Trump all over their vehicles and flags, I don't even know. So here's my thing. I don't pay attention to those types of things because that doesn't even mean that they're voters. It doesn't mean that they're serious. It doesn't mean that they're voters. It doesn't mean any of those things. Hey, Sean, good to see you. So, I'm very sorry that I missed you too, friend. I love and miss you dearly, like immensely. Ridiculously so. But you know what I mean, Sean? You know what I mean, Stephen? So I don't let those things sit with me. I don't pay attention. They're not anything definitive, and correlation doesn't equal causation. So I just keep going. You know what I mean? All right. So folks, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the panel. Let me also do this on this side of the world. If you desire to join and you are on YouTube, can somebody grab the link that I'm throwing in right now on YouTube and post it also on Facebook and on Substack? If somebody could do that, that would be amazing for me. So you should be able to see the link on Twitch and on YouTube. So if you want to join the panel and you're not on TikTok, that is the link to do it. I would love for you all to join from other platforms. So it's not just TikTok, where I'm engaging with folks and I'm able to have conversations with people. Okay. So anyway, sorry. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So folks, I'm going to bring some folks up to the panel. When I do that, put yourself on mute until I get to you. And we're going to dive in and get today started. Let me turn this up. King, I don't know what happened. I accepted your invite. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. It took a minute. Hold on one second. All right, King, good morning. Age and how are you? King E, you're teacupping. Did you mean to request to the panel? Because this is like the second time that you requested. So I want to make sure that you meant to be on the panel. It doesn't look like it. All right. Well, you can request again. Good morning, Juanita. How are you? Thanks, Lion Lady. Appreciate it. Thank you for the Sunday, Sandy. Juanita Hardaway, did you mean to request up? I'm guessing not as well. So I want to share something with you all. So where I'm from in Northeast Tennessee, there's somebody that's running for Congress by the name of Christy Burke, and she's running against Diana Harshbarger. And I want to share something with you that that happened on my social media today. So I had put up a post. Ouch. I don't know if y'all heard my back and neck just pop, but it just did. Where is give me one sec, folks. Well, hell, maybe I meant to do it and I didn't. Give me one sec. I'm going to pull it up. So I put up a post today because the rigged system within capitalism, multi-billionaire greed, 39 trillion rising. Danny, I don't know. Are you answering the prompt with that? Here, let me just help you over here. Good morning, y'all. How are you?
Good. How are you? Good morning.
I'm doing fantastic. Give me your age for TikTok purposes, and then what would you like to share?
Yeah, 41. Yeah, well, when you're talking about progressive, voting for the progressives, who are you in detailing? Who are you talking about there, progressives?
I'm talking about whatever candidate is in your district that is running on a progressive platform.
Well, I mean, the DNC says that they're running a progressive platform, but they're Democratic socialists. They want to abolish the Senate. And the Democratic Party, which calls themselves progressive, is actually promoting this. So I don't like this type of progressiveness when it details abolishing the Senate.
So I want to go back, because if you notice, you went straight to talking about a particular party, and I'm not. I asked specifically about progressive candidates that are running in your area.
Right.
So hold on a second. Let me finish. So one of the things that's specifically what I'm asking, because what I find is that when people focus on what parties say they want to do, right? That's very different, and it doesn't always represent the policies and the platforms of the people running for office who might run on as because when you're running, right? A lot of times there are people that will run as Democrats who maybe aren't Democrats, or who will run as Republicans who aren't what we would consider to be traditional Republicans. So my question for you is, what keeps you from voting for a progressive candidate? And I specifically said, what issues? So what are the actually policy issues?
Yeah, but hold on. You stated that a Democrat is going to run as a Democrat, but they're not really a Democrat?
No, what I said is that there are people that run for office, right? And they will run and they will caucus with a particular party on the ticket, right? So
even if they don't have the same values or the same progressiveness values.
So let me help. So even independent candidates, right, that are running, they might run and caucus with a particular party, because from a financial perspective, from an electoral college perspective, we have a two-party system. So caucusing with a party doesn't mean that you're pretending to align with their policy initiatives. That's not what that means. It just means that's how you caucus.
I don't buy into that. Why doesn't the Republican Party do that?
They do.
With who?
There are Republicans that are running that don't align with everything that has to do with the party. This is nothing new. This has happened. Hold on a second. This has happened throughout history, and it's not the focus of this conversation. The focus of this conversation is not about parties. It's about the issues and the policies. Sean Randall Thomas, do not spam my comments. You are going to be muted because you're just saying the same thing over and over again. So do not spam my comments or you will be muted.
So I'm trying to have a genuine conversation with you, right?
So am I.
Right. So let's have one, right? So you told me that the Democrats actually align with the DSA.
No, I did not say that.
Well, that's what they're doing.
No, that doesn't. I didn't say anything remotely. I haven't said a word about Democrats.
No, I never said you said that. I'm saying they usually align for their self-benefit for votes, correct?
So no.
So what are you saying? I don't get it.
Okay, so I'm going to try it one more time. This is the question. The question is, what are the issues? What are the policies that are keeping you from voting and or voting for progressives? So that is the question. That is the prompt, right? So when I talk about issues, okay, policies, that would be healthcare, that would be education, that would be housing, that would be economic mobility, that would be immigration, that would be foreign policy, that would be Israel, that would be Iran, that would be all different types of things. Those are issues. So what I'm asking you is, what are the issues, okay, that are keeping you from voting at all and or for voting for progressives? Good morning, Valerie.
So yeah, I mean, the definition of progressive nowadays is put on the Democratic Party and the DSA, right?
But no, because there you go talking about parties.
Well,
I'm asking you about issues.
Assuming I'm not voting for the progressives.
No, I'm not assuming anything. It's a question. It's a question. So I haven't assumed anything.
Okay, so perfect. I'm voting for the Progressive Party, which is the Republican Party.
Okay, and so share with me, and again, you went back to parties. So my question, because I didn't ask you, so share with me, hold on a moment, please. Share with me a policy stance from the Republican Party that is progressive.
Not abolishing the Senate.
So that's not a policy.
Well, that's one issue that the DSA and the other side, which
and you're talking about parties again.
Well, hold on. How am I supposed to?
I just told you what the issues are. I just told you what the issues are, and so either you want to talk about the issues or you don't.
Okay, so can you teach me how I should vote?
So let me just say this. So first of all, there's not a single person trying to abolish the Senate. It's literally in the Constitution and the setup of our government. You can't abolish it. So stop. I don't care what, I don't care. I don't, listen to me when I'm saying this. I don't care, because I am not talking about political parties. I am talking about issues. And you're either going to talk about those issues or you're going to get off my platform.
Okay, so by me voting for the progressive, I don't know, who am I voting for when I'm voting for the progressive side?
You tell me.
Political party?
I just literally,
something that doesn't exist.
I literally said that to you when you first joined. Are you listening or no? Because when you brought it up, I specifically said, whatever progressive candidate, whatever candidate in your area is running on progressive policies, and their policies and their issues are a progressive standpoint. That's what I said.
Are those candidates attached to a party?
Oh, dear God in heaven.
I mean, there's no way I could vote for a candidate.
Are you going to talk about issues or not?
I am, but
so pick an issue. Pick an issue.
Why are you running away from this conversation?
Pick an issue.
I just told you about.
No, that's not an issue. Pick an issue.
What do you mean it is?
Pick an issue. From a party. Pick an issue.
The issue with the Democratic Party? Yeah.
No. So in other words, you can't talk about policy.
Yes, I can.
Well, you're not. See, no, you can't. You refuse to do it. You can't do it. You want to know why? Because when you talk about policy, you don't have a leg to stand on. So if you want to have a real conversation, then you pick a policy. You pick a policy issue, and we will talk about it.
You want to disconnect yourself.
You pick a policy issue. You want to pick a policy issue. Pick a policy issue. You'll either, when I take you off mute, don't take yourself off mute. This is my platform. Don't take yourself off mute. You'll either pick okay, well, you don't seem to understand. You don't run shit here. Bye. Folks, let me tell you something. Folks, very clear. I could not have been more clear about what I'm talking about. What I'm not going to do is argue with you about fucking political parties. I am not not arguing with you about political parties. I literally don't give a shit about Republican, Democrat, DSA, Independent, Green Party, Tea Party, Patriot Party, Working Families Party, like the fucking Barney Fife Party. I do not care about a party. I want you to talk to me about an issue. And if you cannot talk to me about an issue, I will not entertain you. There are 102 days until the midterms, and I don't have time for fuckery and bullshit. Especially not from a 41-year-old grown-ass man. So now that everyone understands exactly what I'm doing in this space, you can decide right now if this is the space for you or not. And if it's not, feel free to go somewhere else. I'm cool with that. But if you want to talk about real issues and real policy and how we are going to vote and how we fix the state that this country is in, then hang the fuck around, join the panel, get in on the conversation. When I bring you to this panel, put yourself on mute until I get to you. And if I put you back on mute, don't take yourself off. Not your house. Good morning, little Lolita. Little Lola, how are you? Little Lola, do you know that you joined?
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
didn't mean to.
That's okay. No problem. I got you. Cincy, do I believe Donald J. Trump and his family will pay for their crimes? I don't know. And honestly, I don't care right now. I know that's going to sound odd to people. I don't care. I'm not focused on Donald Trump. I'm not focused on his family. I'm literally focused on our midterms, our Congress, because that is the branch of government that is most critical in this moment and in this time. And until we focus on Congress, until we focus on getting our government and our country back on stable on stable ground, none of that matters. If you don't focus on the midterms, the answer to your question is unequivocally fucking no. Let me just say this very simply. If you don't focus on the midterms and if you do not focus on getting progressives into Congress, the answer to your question about whether or not Donald Trump and his family will pay for their crimes, the answer is going to be no. You're focused on what you're going to put in the cart, and we don't even have a cart, and we don't have a horse to fucking pull the cart. We don't have any of that. So, I mean, I don't know how much clearer I can be about those things. Thanks, Combs. Appreciate it. Good morning, Chris. So, the panel is open. All right. And again, this is the question. The question is, what issues are keeping you from voting and or keeping you from voting for progressives? That's the question on the table. And by issues, in case that's confusing for anyone else like it was the last guest, issues could be anything from immigration to healthcare, housing, jobs. It could have to do with the war in Iran, Israel, Palestine, Sudan, Cuba. It could have to do with trade, the new tariffs, all of those types of things. Okay. Hella, Raja. So that's what I mean. Appreciate it, G. Good morning, Dr. Am. Yeah. It's funny when I am focused, laser focused like this, what I noticed is that the trolls that requested up, they move on. Literally, the damn request boxes be empty. It's wild to me. And what that tells me is that you either can't discuss the policies, don't know what the policies are, right? Or you only want to troll and you're only here to be disruptive, and you don't have real intention to be productive, not only for the platforms that we're on, but for the country in its entirety. Missed you too, Raja. Tax regulation and education. All right, Lady T, have you requested up? Because I don't see you. I mean, if those are the reasons that you're not voting, or you're not voting for progressives, I'd love to talk about it. But do you don't want to talk about it? Because I think that I mean, whatever the issues are that are preventing you from voting, or whatever the issues are that are preventing you from voting for progressives, I want to talk to you about those issues. And if it's tax regulation and if it's education, then let's talk about that. Hop on the panel. Let's discuss it. Veronica, can we do, I want to do the housing bill tomorrow after I've had a chance to print it off and go through the entire thing. I saw your comment, sis. Yep. Okay. Yeah, no worries. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you. Okay, so I do want to give an example of what I think can be the problem with people. So in Tennessee, Congressional District 1, which is where I'm from, and I just came back from visiting, there is a progressive that is running. Her name is Christy Burke. And she had working hours. And I took my mom down to see her so my mom could get a yard sign, meet her in person, and have a chat. And I talked to her and her husband for quite a while about the issues and things like that. And so this morning I put up a post just basically saying, hey, listen, I grew up here. I know that we agree on more than we disagree on. I know that we want our neighbors to have access to safe, quality, affordable health care. I know that we want our neighbors to have shelter. I know that we want people to be able to have a good job that pays, a decent wage for the work that they do, and to be able to live a decent life. Good morning, Kelly. Right. And I said, Diana Harshbarger has been in office for quite a while now and not produced any of those things, and not done that I can find anything to help the people of the region. And so I suggested that it might be worth doing something different and voting for Christy this time. And so somebody commented, okay, Raja, sounds good. Somebody commented, and I want to share with you what was said. I got you, Lady T. Give me 1 second. And I want to share with you what they said. Let me see if I can find. Nope, that ain't it. Give me one moment. The sciatica is not my fucking friend right now, but it's okay. All right, so let me share with you all what the post was first. How about I do that? And then I'll share with you guys what was said after. Okay, so this is what I said. I said, for my folks back home, in Tennessee District 1, it's time to get past the culture wars that are being used to distract and divide us and talk about the issues that matter. I grew up with many of you. I went to school with others. I sang in chorus and walked the track at VT games with still others. If you're from where I'm from, you know what that means. When I came back from the Army, I married, and my girls went to some of the same schools with your kids, and many more of you I met and protested alongside against ballot health. And I said all of that to say this. I know we agree on more than we disagree when it comes to the fundamentals of the issues. You want your neighbors, even the ones you don't like, to have access to safe, quality, affordable health care. You want your children to get the best education possible to compete anywhere in the nation or around the world. You want your community, including its children, its elderly, and its disabled, to have a roof over their head and to live in dignity. You want people to be able to get paid appropriately for the work that they do so they can have a good quality of life and enjoy their family. I also know that all of us know who has the money in the region. And this is the case. I don't care where you live in this country. You know who's got the money. You know the good old boys and the members of their club as much as I do. They've been the people determining who represents you, what jobs you get, what you get paid, and where you live. Nobody is asking if you're a Democrat or a Republican when they ring up your groceries and when you go to pay for your gas. It is the rich against the rest of us. And I don't know about you, but I am tired of seeing them take advantage of good people. My mom and I spent time with Christy Burke and her husband the other day. She's running for Diana Harshbarger's seat. We talked about all the things I've mentioned in this post and more. We don't necessarily agree on everything, but we do agree on the fundamentals. And I believe wholeheartedly that she's a better option for the region than Diana. The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's time to do something different and elect someone who's actually interested in helping working class people. Vote for Christy. Note, this post was done without Christy's knowledge, and because I truly mean every word of it, it's that simple. So somebody commented, and here's what she said. She said, do you ever say how you're going to, quote unquote, fix things? No, you don't. You'll be another unqualified politician that'll be in way over your head, screaming at your opponent at a town hall doesn't make you qualified for the job. And I asked, well, have you ever spoken with Christy? When I did, she was able to articulate several ways she would like to fix things. We even discussed how a federal representative can help do something about the healthcare in the region that was created by state law. Why don't you drop by one of her working hours or events like I did and see? And it's wild because let me share with you what happened. This lady then posted, whoops, I didn't mean to click that. She then posted a screenshot of something that Christy wrote. And this is where this is the whole reason I'm sharing this. So she posted this screenshot. Let me share it with you guys so that you can see it. She posted this screenshot in the comments, and here's what it says. It's a post from Christy for Congress, and it says, July is Disability Pride Month, honoring the anniversary of the Americans with Disability Act, signed it back in July of 1990. The theme this year is The World Works Better With Us. And so this whole post is about Disability Pride Month. So when this lady posted this screenshot, this is what she said about Christy's post. Follow me. She said, have you seen this crap? This is her telling you who she is. The other thing to consider is that she is the party of Mamdani, except she didn't say Mamdani, Ilhan Omar, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, except she didn't say Newsom, Eric Swalwell, except she didn't say Swalwell, AOC, and on. These people are socialists. Here's my thing. She included a screenshot talking about Pride Disability Month. It's Disability Pride Month. She literally saw Pride Month and thought it was LGBTQ. You didn't even fucking read that it was Disability Pride Month, honoring the anniversary of Americans with Disabilities Act. And the whole post is about federal officials dismantling the Supreme Court's Olmstead ruling, right? Saying that the states don't have an obligation to provide home care and community supports. And I just replied back and I said, as a disabled veteran, I disagree with you. If you are mad that she is talking about protecting people with disabilities, that's an issue. But this is what I think is the issue. I think people literally are being triggered by these culture war things, right? And not actually reading, not actually knowing what the ever-loving hell you're talking about. And that is part of the problem. Like, it's just absolutely wild to me. It's wild. And I think that that's the issue. All you saw was Pride Month and you didn't read that it was Disability Pride Month. And so you're literally angry at somebody that is talking about protecting the rights of people with disabilities. The fuck is wrong with you? Slow down. Stop making assumptions. Stop using labels to discount people. Folks, I'm going to open up this panel. When I do, put yourself on mute until I get to you. All right? And remember that if you, whoops, hold on. If you desire to join me and you are watching anywhere other than TikTok, the link is in the chat as to how you can request. All right? Rebel, where'd you go? It looked like you requested up and now, now I don't see you. Where at, Veronica? You mean in the chat, or do you mean where? It was a mistake. I got you. Yeah. Mount Elk, nobody is censoring your voice because of feelings. What were your feelings? It's not on my side. I don't know what to do about that. Lady T, it says you're trying to connect and then you timed out. Oh, and then the other guest went away as well. I don't know what happened. Is that the issue that is keeping you from voting or keeping you from voting for progressives? That's the question. No. So Andy, this is not difficult. And I'm gonna answer you the same way I answered the previous guest that asked that. Okay. What do I mean by progressives? I mean by the candidates that are in your region, that are in your district, that are running on policies that are progressive. That's what I mean. So if you look at the policies that your candidates are running on and their platform and what that platform says about that issue, is it a progressive stance? That's the question. So that's what I mean by progressives. This is not difficult. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
I'm good. I was in the comments, but what I requested to come up for is that story was hilarious. Was that the end of it? What did she say in response?
I haven't read her response. I ended up going live.
Oh, well, maybe you should come back at some point and let us know what she said, because that is absolutely hilarious.
It happens often with people. I don't think that people read. I think that people like to jump to conclusions and assumptions, and it's not productive at all. And we all absolutely have to start slowing down and making sure that we have a clear understanding of what we're talking about. 100%.
Okay, cool. You can drop me. I don't want to debate this issue, but I really wanted to hear the rest of that story.
I got you. Well, you can go check the Facebook comments. That's where it's at. Appreciate you, Sean.
All right.
Kevin, you said, I totally disagree with progressives. They chased me away from the Democratic Party. Again, not talking about a party, and there are progressives. I would love to know what you consider to be progressives versus Democrats. I sent you a request so that you could join the panel. Maybe Big Bad. Correct. Lawrence. Yeah, you're welcome, Andy. Well, I'm not sure what you mean when you say you couldn't go on the live. Here, I just sent you a request. All you have to do is hit accept. That's all you got to do. Yeah. You know what? I'm just not even entertaining. I'm not. So, Dreamer, listen, before I mute you, I'm going to give you an opportunity to join the panel so that we can discuss your statement. Kevin, if you're not going to join the panel, you'll eventually be muted too, because you've been invited to have the conversation. So you either want to have the conversation or you don't. So I'm sending you the invite again. What's up, happy girl? So join the panel before you get muted. Those are the options. Because let me tell you what's not productive, okay? Is if you want to just sit in the comments and spout things that are one-liners and you don't want to actually engage in conversation about those things, it's just not helpful. Right? And so what I know is that some people just want to say a bunch of things and propaganda and all of those things, but they don't want to. They don't have a genuine desire to have a real conversation. Hey guys, can you all do me a favor and let me chat with the folks? Yeah, Kevin. Again, this is your last opportunity, friend. Join the panel, or you're about to be muted. What's up, Adrian? Yeah, I've given them, Margaret, I've given them a slew of issues. I've given them a slew of issues to choose from to discuss, and nobody's been able to do that once. Well, there you go. You're all done. Feel free to stay around and listen, Kevin, but you're done. You're done. Listen, if I talk to you 5 times and you still can't do what I'm asking you to do, then you can just be muted, because this is my space and it's going to be productive or not. It's alarming to me how many cannot have a conversation that's outside of party language. It's wild to me how many cannot have a conversation without saying Democrat, Republican, socialist, communist, democratic, socialist. It's amazing to me because so far it's been none. There's been not a single person that opposes progressive candidates who can actually discuss a policy. It's wild. Good morning, Lady T. How are you?
Please cancel me. I'm sorry.
No worries. I got you. Yeah, I mean, Scott, it's wild. Like, I literally have named a plethora of issues to choose from. And the only thing that's happening from the one guest that joined the panel and the others that are in the comments is socialist, communist, democratic socialist, Mamdani, AOC. What? Can you or can you not? Welcome, facts people. Appreciate Steve for sending you guys over, and appreciate you guys for joining and coming over. What's up, Irvette? Good to see you as well. So, folks, listen. Every issues are just issues, and to some degree, progressive, liberal, all of those things, people have their own interpretations. For me, progressive is the most basic way to describe what I'm talking about. When I talk about progressive, I talk about the issues, and I'm a progressive populist. So the way that I identify and the way that I lean towards issues are issues that move us forward, not backward. Okay. as a whole, looking out for all human beings, regardless of their race, ethnicity, gender, identity, sexual orientation, religion, lack thereof, age, ability, or disability. I go from a very unifying, humanity focused perspective. So when I look at policy, I'm looking at how that policy impacts all people. What's up, Leah? Good to see everybody. Appreciate you, facts people. Thanks, Steve. Okay. Yes, Coachy, we're going to have midterms. Yes. And for those of you who don't like, listen, so things that I don't do in this space, I don't do fear mongering. I don't do conspiracy. We do lots of facts here and lots of heartfelt, deep, what's up, Dano? Deep conversations about our stances. And so the question today, and the reason why this question is so wide open, is because we have 102 days until the midterms. That is less time than Kamala Harris had to run for office. So it's not a lot of fucking time. Therefore, we might want to get serious about having these conversations, because these are the things that truly matter when it comes time to getting into the voting booth. Right? And so the question that I'm asking, and what I would love to have people engage in conversation about, is what are the issues that are keeping you from voting and or keeping you from voting for progressives? That's the question that I'm asking. Okay? So when I bring you up on this panel, please put yourself on mute until I get to you. Okay? And then remember the 4 things that I ask for in this space. I ask that you be respectful, that you don't use slurs of any kind, because I will mute you and boot you out for slurs. Don't spam my comments and say the same thing 5 or 6, 7, 8 times. And don't type in all caps, because I have people in this community that are vision impaired. All caps are reserved for them and for my moderators. That's it. Got it? Okay. Perfect. Let me see. Good morning, Sid. How are you?
Good morning, Danny. I'm doing well. Thank you for bringing me up.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what would you like to share?
So I've been listening for a little bit, and I frequent your rooms from time to time. It's interesting that you are from Tennessee. I'm from Tennessee as well. I'm from Clarksville. And just to answer your prompt, I will first begin by saying that just because, something is labeled as progressive by any of its adherents, whether that be policy, ideology, or anything of the sort, doesn't mean that it's truly for an ultimate end goal. Sorry, I got a call, but it doesn't mean that it's for the ultimate end goal of progress. And just using Tennessee as an example, I just think that it's kind of presumptive to assume that, people of that area, who are from that area, are willing or should be willing or able to, embrace these ideas that are oftentimes from outside of the perspective of these people's cultures, of how they live, how their grandparents and great grandparents lived and raised them to be. And I don't think it's shown any tangible benefits to truly progressing society and allowing people to live in their way of life, in the American way of life, in a way that is conducive for the benefit of their posterity, of their children, and of themselves. And so, and these are just strictly from a policy perspective. We can talk about simple things like raising the minimum wage, raising taxation, progressive so-called restrictions on the Second Amendment, sometimes on the First Amendment. None of these things bear any real fruit that the people of any locality that aren't typically voting progressives, that are Tennessee, Georgia, wherever, would like to see come about, or that they believe, certainly I believe, I don't live in Tennessee now, I live in Florida, but that would, bring about any change that are beneficial to anybody except the small elite, who would ultimately control these systems of power and be able to pick and choose who wins and loses in regards to the political process, the economic process, etc. So that's my submission, and thank you for allowing me to speak uninterrupted.
So what is the American way of life?
I mean, the American way of life is, it is one of self-help is one of, helping you and yours, your neighbors. Again, we can use Tennessee as an example. Tennessee was created by men like Daniel Boone with the promise of the frontier, of being able to, you could say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and being able to live the way that you want to live, freely, unimpeded from government intervention, and again, in ways that you see fit, in a way that help your family and your community, and the things that progressives want. They kind of intrude upon all of that, and they fashion it in a way that's completely foreign to the American ideal.
Okay, so hold on one second. So a couple of things. Okay, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It has never been the American way. The country itself was not established by pulling itself up by its bootstraps. That's not a thing. Like, literally coming here was funded, right? So this has never been, that's not the American way of life. And it's not outlined anywhere in our founding documents that says that that's part of the American way. It's not. Many businesses don't pull themselves up by their bootstraps. They get grants, they get government money, they get research initiatives. Like that's not a thing. Like that might be a turn of phrase that you heard growing up, but that's not a foundational element of the American way.
So you say that it was funded. Yes, the U.S. was a colony of a very large empire or former nation before it became America, but it was a very small part that was inhabited. The rest of America had to be settled. It had to be colonized, and it had to be created from scratch, from wilderness. And that was done.
It wasn't created from scratch. The Native Americans already lived here, and they already had a system that worked. And the Native Americans who already lived here taught the Europeans that came here how to use this land. Our very Constitution is based off of the Native American Constitution. It's one of the reasons why the verbiage says, Franklin said, listen, if they can create, this perfect union, then surely we can create an even more perfect union. That's where that verbiage comes from. It's because our Constitution was taken from Native Americans. And it wasn't ever by your own bootstraps. I mean, if it was pull yourself up by your bootstraps, there would have never been the transatlantic slave trade, right? Because white people, Europeans, would have simply used their boots in the fields to work their own land, but they did not, right? So this idea of pull yourself up by the bootstraps is a falsity. It's never occurred. If that was a thing, they would not have enslaved Native Americans, Black and brown people. There would have never been the transatlantic slave trade. We would not have had, internment camps. None of those things would have happened. So it has never been the ideals and the foundation of the United States of America for the folks that run the country to pull themselves up by the bootstraps.
So then that is exactly the progressive narration.
I don't have a progressive narrative. I just said what I said.
But those are and I would argue, a rewriting of history that is.
So I would ask for you to show me where what I said is incorrect.
So again, I'm not sure how true it is that the founding.
Well, then don't call it a narrative. Stop for one moment. Don't call it a narrative. Don't tell me that it's a progressive narrative trying to push an agenda. If you can't show me where what I said isn't factually accurate, because I can show you where what I said is factually accurate.
Okay, so we can just deal, and I don't want to harp on it too long, but the idea that the founding documents and the principles of how to govern society come directly from the Native Americans, that's
okay. So would you like for me to show you where that is?
Yes, please.
Okay, I got you. So the document is called, there's actually two of them. One is called the Great Law of Peace. And the second one is the Haudenosaunee, which is the Iroquois Confederacy. Those two documents, those two models of government are the two things that heavily influence the Constitution. Historians have talked about this for a long time. So the Iroquois Confederacy united separate nations under a central Grand Council for common defense and foreign affairs, while leaving local matters to individual tribes, very similar to the way that we set things up. The bicameral councils, the Grand Council of the Six Nations, split leaders into distinct brother groups to debate and to pass laws, mirroring a two-house legislature. All of those things. And then the U.S. Senate passed a formal resolution in 1987 acknowledging the Iroquois Confederacy and how it influenced the democratic principles of the U.S. Constitution.
Okay, yeah, and again, I'm completely unfamiliar with any of that history. I'll have to, go back and just check the veracity and look at it.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Since you aren't familiar with what I said, why would you call it a progressive narrative and try to disparage it instead of simply saying, I'm not familiar with what you just said. Do you have some information that would back it up? Instead, you tried to insinuate that it was somehow a falsehood or it was a narrative with a particular political agenda. So why did you feel the need to do that when you're not familiar with it? And apparently I am.
Because historical revision is the basis of all progressive ideology.
No, it's not. And again, no, it's not. No, it's not. And again, you're making a claim. You're making a claim that you can't back up, can you? No, you can't. No, you can't. Show me. Give me here's what I did. Here's what I just did. I just showed you definitive evidence to back up what I said. Please show me yours.
Okay, you say definitive.
I did.
You can't call that definitive.
I can.
Fact is that the American Day of Independence is July 4th, 1776. That's a fact that no one can dispute.
Okay,
what
so
you just said
did I hold on a second? Sid.
Yes.
The United States Senate passed a formal resolution in 1987 acknowledging the Iroquois Confederacy influenced the democratic principles of the U.S. Constitution. That's definitive. Okay. That's definitive.
That doesn't go.
That's definitive. It backs up exactly what I said. What I said very clearly was that our Constitution was founded on the principles taken from Native Americans.
That's a very grandiose claim, though.
No, it's not a grandiose claim. It's a fucking fact. I just read it to you. I just read it to you. So listen, so Sid, here's what I'm not going to do. You literally already admitted to me that you are ignorant on the subject. So the last thing that I'm going to do is to argue with your ignorance. I'm not going to argue with your ignorance. You've already told me you don't know what I'm talking about. So even when I give it to you, so here's what I would recommend you do. Right? You go look up the things that I just gave you and I will repeat them just so that you can. The Iroquois Confederacy and the great, don't interrupt me, please. Don't interrupt me, please. Don't interrupt. Thank you. The Great Law of Peace and the Iroquois Confederacy. You can go look up those two things. And once you look them up, and then you go look up the 1987 resolution by the U.S. Senate about that document, then you can come back and have a conversation with me on those two issues. So until you do that, nope, I'm not finished. And I told you don't interrupt. So until you do that, we are no longer speaking about that. Because I told you I'm not arguing with your ignorance. You already told me you're ignorant about it. So we're not arguing it. Got it?
Oh, fine. But again,
great. Nope. There's no, it's fine, period. It's not fine, but nope, it's fine, period. That's it. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So moving on from there.
Okay.
Moving on from there. I would like for you to describe for me an issue, right, that a progressive candidate has in your community, right, that is not good for working class people. Hey,
I would say attempts to raise the minimum wage.
Okay. And you feel, and what are, I'm not going to ask you why you feel that. I'm going to ask you what facts, what evidence do you have that would support the position that raising the minimum wage isn't good for working class people?
Yeah. So raising the minimum wage has shown to increase levels of unemployment amongst, you say working class, but low wage, low income communities. It has shown to raise prices of goods and consumer products in general.
What are you reading from?
This is economic literature.
But I'm asking you to give me the source. of your quote unquote economic literature?
I mean, I can give you a source, but I'm just going off.
No, I'm asking for the source because you're reading something. So I would like what you're reading.
I'm not reading anything. I'm speaking purely
Well,
rhetorically.
so give me the source, please.
So you want a source for the claim that I just made?
Correct. Because I gave you sources for the claims that I made.
Something like a source, but okay, that's fine.
No,
okay,
not something like a source. I gave a definitive source.
Okay.
You don't have to like it, but I gave you a definitive source. And I even gave you how to go research it for yourself. So I'm going to ask you to do the same.
That's fair. Yeah, I have to get that to you, but so can I make my claim before?
No, because here's what I don't do. So let me tell you, yeah, I know it's difficult. I don't run this space like other people run their spaces, Sid. So what I don't do is let you regurgitate a bunch of things without being able to back it up. I don't let you spread a bunch of information without you being able to show that what you're saying is accurate. So no, that's the answer. So I will be patient. Go get your source.
I mean, and again, I just wasn't automatically ready to, have all this literature available. It's there, but I did want to have just a conversation, kind of.
So you just want to tell me about your feelings, but you don't want to actually talk about facts.
Absolutely not. We can get to the facts.
Okay. So, I'm asking for the facts.
Prepared for that. But I mean, you will have to engage with the totality of my argument, though. I just feel like when I'm cut off at each point I make, that's kind of.
No, it's not. I'm not cutting you off on each point. I'm asking you for a source for your point.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to move on from this point, but I want to be able, and I want to answer your question, but I still want to be able to get to some kind of understanding overall that's not bogged down by, minute details of.
No, minute sources and facts are not minute details.
And I'm standing on what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like, I just feel like it's.
So I'm going to give you one. So this is from the Economic Policy Institute. This came out June 1st of this year. And it is a myths versus facts about the minimum wage. Okay. And so here are just a few things that I will give you. Does raising the minimum wage increase unemployment? In brief, no. High quality economic research finds increasing the minimum wage does not significantly impact employment. In detail, the 90% of high quality economic studies show that increasing the minimum wage boosts wages for low wage workers without meaningfully increasing unemployment. These studies use statistical tools and empirical methods to measure what happens to workers before and after a minimum wage increase, controlling for other factors that can impact employment. The consistency of these findings across time, place, and level of increase is powerful evidence that increasing the minimum wage creates a healthier low-wage labor market. An increase in the minimum wage raises the cost of labor for businesses by definition, but the economy can absorb these changes through channels of adjustment, including decreased turnover, modest price increases, lower profits, and the reallocation of workers to more productive firms. Even if a minimum wage increase leads businesses to adjust their staffing levels, what workers are likely to experience are decreases in hours worked or increased time between jobs, not categorical unemployment. Higher hourly earnings can more than offset these reductions, leaving many workers with greater total income, even if they are working fewer hours. That's point one. Point two, will raising the minimum wage cause inflation? In brief, no. Increasing the minimum wage does not mean meaningfully increase prices. In detail, economists do find that raising the minimum wage increases prices at affected businesses, but only very modestly. For example, one study found that a 10% minimum wage increase was associated with a 0.14% increase in the consumer price index. A study focused on the restaurant industry found a 10% increase in the minimum wage was associated with a 0.58% menu price increase. Even some of the most ambitious minimum wage policies, such as California's $20 an hour wage floor for fast food workers, only increased fast food prices by 2.1%, around 8 cents for a $4 item. The economic benefits of the minimum wage far exceed these price increases. For low-wage workers, the wage boost from the higher minimum wage more than compensates for increased prices of the goods and services that they buy. These workers are in turn spending more in aggregate because of their additional income, which can boost the overall economy. It is also worth noting that modest price increases on things like restaurant menu items are redistributive. Higher earning consumers paying higher prices, transferring income to low-wage workers receiving bigger paychecks. Claims that increasing the minimum wage will dramatically increase prices in the economy are false. Low-wage labor is a small share of total business expenses. In restaurants, for example, total labor costs are around 30% of operating costs, which also include rent, food, utilities, and insurance. And the wage bill of the lowest paid workers is an even smaller amount. This, combined with the fact that minimum wage increases can be offset through reduced profits, lower turnover, and higher productivity, is why price increases are small. Now, I could keep going, but I'm not. There are 17 points in this article from the Economic Policy Institute. It links to the studies that are referenced in this article. I will add this to my link tree for you all to read on your own. But just to cover the bases, it is not true that raising minimum wage is not good for working class people, because it is.
So I listened to exactly what you said, and it sounded like you were concurring with a lot of points that I made, but
no, I wasn't. I was saying your points are wrong, Sid.
But it added qualifiers. It said
no, Sid. Sid, no. Sid.
Oh.
I'm not arguing again with your aggressive ignorance or your cognitive dissonance. I'm not. I didn't agree with anything. Sid, no. I said no, and I meant it. Do you have another issue or a policy that you would like to discuss?
I absolutely do.
Okay, and do you have, wait, before we do it, do you have a fact for your policy or issue?
Absolutely.
Do you have a source? What is your sis?
I feel like it's irresponsible to read things and cite things that require, in my opinion, that are very dense, that require a thorough investigation to ensure that, the methodology, the precise variables taken into account, all these things are, true to the sense and are appropriate for the things that we're discussing. That's why I don't have any literature pulled up right now.
Right. So you just prefer to cite shit with no resources whatsoever. I hear you. I love the way that you like to do that, but that's not what I do here.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, that is what you're saying. Exactly. And so that's not what I do. So the question that I ask you, and I'm going to ask you one more time, what is the issue or policy that you would like to discuss next? And do you have a source for it?
So I stand by all the points that I made.
I didn't ask that.
I appreciate at least your willingness to engage with the points, because most people don't do that. I feel like we eventually would get bogged down, especially right now, by just kind of things that nitpick. And we would have to, engage in literature that is very deep, very dense, and in order to come to a factual, true conclusion on all sides. And so there are a plethora more of things, again, that I mentioned that progressives claim to fight for, and values that they espouse that I believe are contradictory to the.
So just say you don't have any other points.
I do. I'm explaining to you that I do.
No, that's not what you just did.
And it's not just feelings, not just culture wars, but culture does matter. You said, why do people have culture wars? But why should people?
No, that's not what I asked you. I never said, why do people have culture wars?
Before I got up here.
No, that's not. Nope, that's not.
That is what you said.
No, I didn't.
You were giving an example.
No, I wasn't. So let me share with you what I said, Sid. Let me share with you what I said, Sid. What I said was, I was reading a post that I made on Facebook earlier today. And that post was speaking to people in a congressional district back home where I'm from. And my post said that it is time to get past the culture wars that are being used to distract us. And it's time to talk about the fundamentals of the issues that impact all of us, like housing, education, economic mobility, healthcare. That's what I said, Sid.
So, yes.
So apparently your folks did not inform you as to whose room you were coming in.
I mean, look, I appreciate your willingness to engage with these things, but
I do more than engage, Sid. So here's the difference. I don't just engage with these things. I do it in a fact-based manner. And I do it with sources. I do it with context. I do it with accuracy and information. I do it with validity. And I do it most of all with integrity.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so what I don't allow people to do is to come in here and just ramble off a bunch of shit and spread misinformation without the facts to back it up.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. I wasn't necessarily just trying to come in and shoot from the hip. Again, I just wanted to have a conversation. And I think many facts would back up things that I'm saying. I mean, it is a
But
fact
you don't
that
have them, but you don't have those facts.
a lot of the most progressive states in this country.
But you
are
don't
the
have anything to
highest-
back up the facts. So listen, Sid, listen, here's the
highest
difference.
cost of living.
Listen, Sid, you can tell me what you believe. You can tell me what you feel about it. But if you do not have the supporting documentation, you can believe it if you want to, right? Faith is the substance, of without the evidence of things unseen, right? I get that.
Yeah.
You can believe it. You can have faith that there's something that will back up the way that you believe. But if you're not bringing that stuff with it, then that's all you have is faith and a belief. But you don't have actual facts and documentation. And what I've done is for the two issues that you mentioned, I have actually showed you evidence and facts that disproves both of the things that you brought up.
I would disagree, and I would,
You can disagree. That's fine. I don't listen. Here's another thing that I don't do in this space. I don't agree to disagree on facts. I don't, because facts are fucking facts. You don't gotta like them, but they are facts. So I don't agree to disagree on facts. Right? It's just a fact. You don't have to like it. You can have, you can have aggressive, willful ignorance as much as your heart desires. I just would ask you to what end?
But I can pull up a statistical overview of things that.
And yet you have not done so.
But and again, I feel like that's irresponsible.
And yet you have not done so.
So I can't allow you just to continue to grandstand.
You can't allow me. So listen, let me help you out. You don't allow me to do shit. This is not your space. You can allow me on your best day to do anything, ever.
So the point is that.
No, the point is, first, I want to make sure that you understand that. Don't speak to me in that manner. You don't allow me to do anything.
I wasn't speaking literally.
No, but it's what you said. So what's your verbiage?
Okay, again.
Yeah, you don't speak to me that way.
Okay, for sure. I understand. Apologies.
Great.
So again, my point is that conservatives are the salt of the earth. Literally.
I don't care what you. No, Sid. I don't care. I didn't ask you for your opinion about conservatives. I didn't ask you your opinion about conservatives.
I'm answering the.
I don't. No, you're not. No, you're not. Your opinion about the salt of the fucking earth is not based on an issue or a policy. And when we're talking about policies and issues, you have been unsuccessful.
I disagree.
You can disagree. Like I told you, disagree all you want.
And
I'm not arguing with your ignorance.
But I can definitely give you these facts.
You haven't given a single fact since you've been up here, Sid. Nothing. And you know what's really sad about this is that you actually spend your day on this app doing this in all kinds of spaces, being completely unproductive and unwilling to actually accept facts in your face. And it's wild to me.
How do you know me to say that?
It's wild.
How do you know me?
Because my chat knows you. I'm watching the boss know you. My chat knows you.
These are your fan club telling you what you hear.
So listen, I'm gonna check you one more time, young. I'm gonna check you one more time. I'm gonna check you one more time, young man. I'm gonna check you one more time. So first, don't talk over me. Stop talking. That's the first thing. Don't talk over me. Right. Folks, when I bring you up to the panel, put yourself on mute until I get to you. Let me just be very clear about what happens in this space. If you make a claim, I'm going to ask you to back it up. I'm going to ask you for facts and evidence. I'm going to ask you for research. Listen, you can have an opinion. I'm fine with that. I'm just not arguing with your opinion. And I'm damn sure not arguing with willful ignorance. I'm not. And I'm just going to just say this. Referring to any political party as the salt of the earth is fucking wild. Like, it just makes me think, ugh. Like, yeah, crazy work. All right, so when I bring you up, put yourself on mute until I get to you. When I get to you, we will have a respectful conversation. Folks, remember, be respectful. Do not use slurs. Don't spam my comments and don't type in all caps. All caps are reserved for my folks that have vision disabilities and my folks that are moderators, okay? 4 very simple things. Again, put yourself on mute until I get to you, please. That's everybody that I have so far. Good morning, Jody. How are you? Jody, do you know that you requested up? Nope, apparently not. So, Ernie, I sent you an invite to join the panel. So, let me share with you all my thought process. When someone comes into your space, right, whether it's your home, your car, whatever, right, or even when you rent a hotel room, they tell you if you're renting a smoking room or a non-smoking room, they set the tone for what is acceptable in their home and what is not, right? If you were coming to my house, what would I have you do, right? If I tell you, if you see that the shoe rack is there and I say, hey, take your shoes off at the door, you have a choice to either take your fucking shoes off at the door or leave my house. Because it's my house. So yes, I get to control what happens in my house. If you don't like that, that's on you. Go to someone else's house. It's not difficult to understand. So if I say to you, when you come into my space, be respectful, don't use slurs, don't spam the comments, and don't type in all caps. If that is too much for you, this is probably not the space for you, beloved. This is probably not, like, if those things are overwhelming to you, if those things seem outrageous, if those things seem restrictive or invasive to you, then this is probably not the space for you, and that is okay. Please go somewhere else. I do too, T. Jennings. Got it? Great. I already told you, Ernie, because I have folks that have vision impairment, they have vision disabilities, and all caps are reserved for those people with those disabilities and my moderators. So stop doing it. And that'll be the last time that I ask you. Timbo, you have a lot of noise in the background. Did you know that you requested up?
Yes.
Okay. It's a lot of like noise back then.
Okay, drop me down.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm in the vehicle. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
I like the way you handled the young man.
Okay, I got you.
Allowed you to talk.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No problems. Thanks, Timbo.
Thanks.
Okay, so right now it doesn't look like we have anybody else that wants to speak on the prompt in the request box, and that's fine. Holy jeez. If I could get some Danikins just to request to level out and boost the live, that would be great. We're heavily pally leaning in the requests. All right, so folks, listen. Appreciate it, Butters. Appreciate you. Thanks, Titus. So let me just be clear about where I'm at, and hopefully where I hope many of you all get soon, right? So, Sensei, if you would like to join the panel, that's what I would recommend you do. Because, like your statement right now, too many baby boomers are in politics still. Number one, it's ageist, right? It's a bigoted statement. And two, it's not relevant to the prompt. So it makes it seem like you're not here in good faith. Just throwing that out there. Okay. Holy geez. Right, Carla. They came in quickness. What's up, A Money? All right, so folks, if there is anybody that has requested up for the prompt, yeah, same, A Money, and you want to discuss things, then come to the panel. Since this is not difficult, come to the panel. It's not difficult. I already told you that already. It's not difficult. I got you, the one and only. So listen, folks, the prompt is very clear. What issues are keeping you from voting and or from voting for progressives? That's the question. %, Cat Whisperer. Agreed. If you requested and you meant to request to come up rather than requesting to balance out the request, please let me know. Yeah, girl, I don't know. I put it up there at the very beginning of the live. So I don't know. I don't know either. That's why I had to ask the Dominicans to request to try to level it out, because it was a lot. So if you have requested to actually discuss the prompt, then please put a heart of some kind in the chat. If you requested to actually get onto the panel, put a heart in the chat. What's up, Bert? Good to see you. Good afternoon, Dag. How are you?
How are you, Danny?
I am good. What's up?
Okay, there's two real quick comments. First thing is, you wear your altruism on your sleeve, and I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you.
All right, and the second thing is, the one thing that would keep me vote, because I'm more of a moderate, but I am a Democrat. But the one thing that would keep me from voting someone that's progressive is like in a situation with Graham Plattman. You know, I would not have voted for that guy because, for one, you know, he was tainted, and for two, I didn't believe that he was an actual Democrat. Or even a progressive. I kind of felt like he was just putting on a suit. Maybe he'd flip once he got in, like Fetterman.
Gotcha. So I think this is the thing. So the thing that would keep you from voting for him wasn't necessarily a policy or an issue. And it was just specific about a candidate, right? And so this is the thing that I really want people to focus on is this is what I really want to talk to people about, is about the issues themselves, the actual policy positions of why we would or we wouldn't. And then my next question to you would be this, is that being the case, even if you believed he might flip and vote alongside whatever, right? Is that any different than Susan Collins that we have now?
No, not really. I just felt like he was pretty crappy to win.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he's Thanks, Carla.
Trying to get rid of the bigger evil, kind of, you know, and I understand that, and I think it's time that capitalism gets put to bed. Capitalism is just a situation where it's, you know, I do better because you do bad. You know, that's not the way the world needs to work.
Right.
But and that's why I've been moving more left to try to give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only thing, I mean, I do have that fear of, you know, but we already have it on the right anyway, who we have now, but, you know, the authoritarian side of each ideology, you know what I mean? And once the further right and the further left you go, it just becomes authoritarian no matter what.
So I disagree, right? When you talk, it becomes authoritarianism one way or the other. So the thing that's interesting about me when people talk about this authoritarianism, whatever, I struggle to find how that would exist with a largely progressive body in Congress and or alongside a progressive administration. I'm not sure in what way that happens. Can you share with me how from a progressive standpoint you see authoritarianism being an issue?
So like how they got rid of you know, where they gave the president the power over all the heads of the you know, the Department of Education and the Fed. Well, he didn't get the Fed. That's the one thing he got let go. But all of our institutions, he's allowed to fire them, and I feel like those have to stay independent, you know, and we need regulators that are going to actually do their jobs in those situations.
Who gave the?
That's what makes it fall apart.
When you say, but who gave him authority over them? Who did? What do you?
The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court.
Right, but so that's not a progressive issue, and the progressive didn't.
A future president could use that in a way that would be negative, whether they were on the right or left.
But share with me a time. But share with me, historically speaking, in the United States of America, share with me a time when a progressive president or administration has taken action and developed policies in a way that was authoritarian in nature, fascist, or limiting in that way.
I don't believe we have until now. I mean, as far as the history that I know.
Right.
I don't believe we have had.
So basically what you're talking about is a what if that we don't have anything that is even an indicator that would be a thing. You're just saying a what if based on a potential possibility that's there.
Well, no, right, and I'm basing it on other countries that have had moved to the left and then ended up authoritarian, like Venezuela and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you can't do that. So here's my thing.
Right.
You cannot compare countries like Venezuela to the United States of America. The governments and the systems have never been set up the same. The economic structures are nowhere even remotely close to being similar. It's not an accurate comparison. And the more that we play the what ifs, right? Especially with zero evidence that would indicate that what if is a realistic possibility. I mean, it's just like, I mean, if I live my life like I could, you know what I mean? Like it's wild to me that we are focusing on things that we don't have any evidence of something that would actually come to fruition. We don't have that. I mean, and on the opposite side of that, right, but here's my thing. On the opposite side of that, though, is we absolutely do 100% have evidence that proves the direction that we're going now under far right leadership is fascist, is authoritarian, is dangerous, is whatever. And so for me, I'm not going to focus on a what if of something that there's no evidence to even indicate that it could be a problem. And I'm going to focus on the reality that exists today.
You're right. I mean, I was just going on what would keep me from voting for a more progressive candidate, and these are the things. But like the progressive candidates that we have now, AOC, Crockett, I love these people. I think they're amazing.
Right.
So it's not, it's not that, I'm just trying to give you an idea of where our thought process would be if that were presented. I'm going to look at character. I'm going to look at, do I think that this person is going to be who they are in front of me, or are they going to flip? And these are the things I work through when I'm voting for people. But
yeah, anyway, I hear you. I appreciate you, Dad.
I'm gonna drop back down. Yeah, I got to do some work here, but I just wanted to talk to you a little bit. And like I said, I appreciate you. I watch you all the time, and I know you help a lot of people, and you're a good soul.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah. So, folks, let me reiterate for just a second. The topic of the conversation is what issues / policies are keeping you from voting, period, and or voting for progressives. Like, that's the topic of conversation. And the reason why I think that this is a conversation that we need to have not only today, but from here on out, is because there are 102 days until we get to the midterms. That is less time than Kamala Harris had for her entire 2024 campaign. And so having these debate me bro type situations where we're not talking about the root issues and the fundamentals that impact society, I don't believe are in our best interest. Right? And the thing that is wild to me is I have yet to see a single person have a valid issue or policy that that would actually cause harm and is a reason not to vote for progressives. I haven't seen it yet. So if you feel like you can provide that and you want to have that discussion, please request to join. If you are watching anywhere other than TikTok, you can, the link to join is in the chat, right? And so I would love for you to do that. I only ask that we have a respectful conversation, that you don't use slurs of any kind. Don't spam my damn comments, and don't type in all caps, because I've got folks with visual disabilities, and I require this to be a safe space for people with disabilities. If you can't do that, this is probably not the space for you. Okay, so let me just check real quick. Since nobody else is requesting, I want to share a clip that I have. So how many of you all know who Monty Fritz is? Anybody know who Monty Fritz is? Tennessee people should know. He is running for governor in 2026 in the state of Tennessee. He is running against Marsha Blackburn. He is a Republican. And I want to play a clip. So how many of you all know who Phil Williams is from Nashville 5? So Nashville 5 is a media outlet, a news outlet, who they do a lot of, Phil does a lot of investigative reporting, a lot of like real good stuff. And yeah, we love Phil. And he interviewed Monty. And I want to play a clip. And if you are conservative, if you are Republican, and especially if you are a Republican in Tennessee, I would love to discuss this clip with you. Okay. That's what I would like to do. So, let me play the clip, and then we're going to go from there. Okay. So, where is it? Sorry, folks. Give me a moment. you letting me? Yeah, nope, I don't like you. I want this. Let's see if I can do it this way. Ha. There we go. All right. Okay, are you guys ready? Hambone Mike, please don't type in all caps. Okay. All right, folks, you guys ready? Jeez, oh Pete. Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
You are not a fan of religious liberty, that you're okay with church bells, but you would outlaw Muslim calls to prayer. Yes, sir. Would you outlaw the practice of Islam in general? Would you outlaw building a mosque? I would like to. And here's why. And I know that's going to shock some people to hear that.
I just want to recap what was just said. They're interviewing Monty Fritz. He is running, he's a Republican in Tennessee. He's already a Tennessee representative. He's running for governor. He's a Republican, and he is not a fan of religious liberty. He has said, listen, I'm going to start from the beginning. So listen to the question.
You are not a fan of religious liberty, that you're okay with church bells, but you would outlaw Muslim calls to prayer. Yes, sir. Would you outlaw the practice of Islam in general? Would you outlaw building a mosque? I would like to. And here's why. And I know that's going to shock some people to hear that.
Smiling.
Islam is not a religion. Islam's a political movement. And Islam is something we've allowed an Islamization in America that we're going to pay for if we're not careful. I know that's going to shock some of your listeners to hear that. And I don't offer it for shock, but it is not a movement of seeking God in what many of us have viewed in other lands and have seen it. And just by the writings, it is not that. I don't want to see the state of Tennessee, and I'm not picking on just Islam. I would offer that for Buddhism or Hinduism or many of these other pagan religions.
He just called them all pagan religions. He called Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism. He called all of those religions pagan religions. Now, I think it's important for me to say, so that we're very clear, Islam is an Abrahamic religion. Islam recognizes Jesus Christ. Islam is based on the lineage of Abraham. It is an Abrahamic religion. It is not a pagan religion. So the fact that Monty is using that verbiage tells me that he's probably as ignorant as he sounds. But here we go. Here's the rest.
To see them not exist in the United States of America. I would like to see that everyone would refer to Christ as King. That would be my goal.
His goal would be to see that everyone refer to Christ as King.
You would use the law to eliminate religions that don't do that? I think the first thing that we Christians have to do is be salt and light. I think that once the lost man hears the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ, it brings them to a decision point. They either repent and become saved, or they choose to live in lostness. And often, I think the reason that we have those things in our Constitution that talks about someone who denies the existence of God or a final state of things, perhaps they're not mentally conditioned to be able to understand how to lead and serve the people. So I think that certainly applies. So you would use the law to outlaw religions that don't say Christ is King? I think that all Christians should have that as an end goal. Again, back to what I answered
should have
first.
that as an end goal.
I'm not going to force anybody to bow the knee to Christ. That's going to come one day after all. I think we should establish conditions that allow for that. I think that if we allow a political movement to come in whose end goal is not your good, but it is to oppress and overtake this what was founded as a Christian nation, I think that
Except we were not founded as a Christian nation.
that my children and grandchildren and your children and grandchildren will suffer for it, and I'm going to take a different view on that.
And I will tell you, I know people who are Muslim, and
Me too. I have friends
they
who are
would-
Muslim.
absolutely.
He said, I have friends who are Muslim. No, the fuck you don't, Monty Fritz. You do not have friends that are Muslim. I don't care what you say. No, you don't. Because if you did, you would not be speaking in the way that you are speaking now. That's the same thing as saying, I have friends that are black. No, you don't. That's the same thing as saying, I have friends that are gay. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not when you have those hateful, bigoted views. No, the fuck you don't. And you don't get to tokenize them. But anyway, here we go.
Reject any notion that Islam is not a religion.
I have friends that are cultural Muslim, and have friends
Cultural
overseas
Muslim.
that are
What does that mean to be a cultural Muslim?
cultural Muslim, who I'd love to see again. But I think the movement itself is not a religion.
So by your logic, if you would outlaw building mosques and outlaw Muslim call to prayer, outlaw Buddhism, you would also outlaw Judaism, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
So what's the difference? They do not say Christ is king.
Some do. Some do. There are lots of Messianic Jews.
I'm not talking about Messianic Jews. I'm talking about people who practice Judaism.
Yeah, I think there are lots of people who go to, I'm a Southern Baptist. There's lots of people who go to Southern Baptist churches who've not made Christ king over their life that are also in danger of hellfire. So I think to try to split the hair to get me to say that, I'm not willing to say that.
So listen, he will not outlaw Judaism, even though Judaism does not believe and does not support that Christ is king, but he would do that from a Muslim perspective. Yeah, listen, they are blatant in Tennessee with their hatred and bigotry. So that is what a Christian Zionist looks like. Tennessee, Cat, Tennessee. So let me say that again. That is what a Christian Zionist looks like. Okay. So if you are someone who hears words like that and you believe that that is an accurate stance for the American government, I'm going to say this like very, very bluntly, right? You are unpatriotic. You are treasonous to the country because you are literally going against the Constitution. And that is a member of government who took an oath to the Constitution. In my mind, that interview alone is justification to impeach and remove him from office. I want to say that again. Hey, Hussein, okay? When members of government, people that took an oath to the Constitution, stand up and they so boldly and they so proudly speak against the actual laws of the Constitution, okay? You should be impeached and removed from office. His name is Monty Fritz. Not only is he a Christian nationalist, but he's a Christian Zionist. Okay. I pulled that up to share with you all the other day, and I was traveling and things, and then just didn't get to it and forgotten and all the things. No, Angel, we haven't been watching that. Yeah, so let me just be clear, folks. Zionism is a political ideology. And that political ideology is what supports the current state of Israel, its creation, and the apartheid state that it is. Yeah. So I've said this, and I'm gonna keep saying this. If you're like the very first guy that was a guest with me today, or whether you're like Sid and you have all of these opinions and you want to tell me what you believe and you want to tell me how you feel, and then when I ask you for the substance and the sources and the facts on which you base your opinions, and you either can't provide them, won't provide them, don't know them, or don't have them, that's pretty much going to be the end of our conversation. And the reason why is I'm not arguing with you about your opinion or your beliefs, because everybody's entitled to them. What I want to discuss with you is the foundation of those beliefs and those opinions. What are the facts? What are the sources? What is the actual like meat of the matter? Right? It's kind of like this. You ever had a friend that was dating someone that's not good for them? Like, they're like a liar and a cheater, and the evidence is there, right? Like you've had a Shaggy moment where somebody walked in and they were on the couch, right? And you go to talk to your friend about why they need to not be with this person anymore and why this isn't good for them. And they go, yeah, but I think he or she is going to change. I think we're going to be able to work it out. I believe that we can make it through this. And you go, yeah, but there's no evidence to suggest that that's the case, but there is evidence to suggest differently, right? There's no sense in arguing with that person. They are dedicated to their cognitive dissonance and their willful ignorance. And so I'm not arguing with them. So like, if we get into it and I read the text messages between them and the cheating party, right? If I show you the images, right, that of them hugged up, loved up, or in the middle of the act with someone, right? I'm not, there's nothing like, and your position at the end of that is, no, but I'm still staying here. Well, then that's your lesson to learn. That's your lesson to learn. It might be painful to watch people learn lessons. Like, I think it's painful right now to watch many people in this country, like many farmers, folks that are on WIC and SNAP that voted for this president and this administration. It's hard to watch them learn these lessons, but they are your lessons to learn. I have zero joy in it. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, this is what you voted for. I don't like that. I wish that this is not, I did not want this to happen, which is why I voted differently. But if you just got your SNAP benefits cut and you still are talking about, I love Donald Trump. Listen, bro, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. And in my head, I hear it that way because that's where I'm from. Lida Marie, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to request. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Appreciate you. Mila, are you hungry? Okay. Will you come get me some water? and I'll get you some food. Is that a fair exchange? She said, yes. Here, Sugar Boo. Will you get me some water and I'll get you some food? Love you, mean it. Right. Just saying, money. Okay, so because we are about 30 minutes out, I want to let you all know that we are about to do a Pally panel today on TikTok. And so what that means is I bring folks that are in Gaza and sometimes in the West Bank up on the panel. And if you're on TikTok, you can send them gifts via TikTok, which they're able to then convert into crypto and use for their daily needs and their expenses. For those of you who do not know, Israel is still bombing the absolute shit out of Gaza. Israeli settlers in the West Bank are still committing crimes against people and terrorizing them there. And so 80% of the population is displaced. They are not living in their homes. And so they need help and assistance. If you're not on TikTok, you are able to go into my link tree, and there are direct links to be able to support people that way. If you're not on TikTok, to be able to do that. Yeah, I know, A-Money. I've been watching, even though I haven't been live and I've been traveling. I know it's gotten real bad. I know. So I'm just offering that so that everybody knows. So if you are on TikTok and you do want to be helpful, then now's the time to recharge those TikTok coins and get ready for the Pally panel at 1. What I am going to do is my best is to continue to talk about the issues, A-Money, just so TikTok doesn't fuck up the algorithm. So, Jasmine, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Of course, Shimmy. Of course. So listen, I've had people ask me recently, where do I get my news from? So the way that I do news may be different than the way other people do it. So I get, so places where I like to go to at least get like the good, I love that. Thanks, Rhonda. So listen, I love ProPublica. I love Politico. I love The Guardian. I like Harrods. I like Al Jazeera. I like Zateo. I like Democracy Now! Thank you, Sissy. I like PBS. Axios. I will take Axios. So Electronic and Intifada, yes. Axios and Reuters, you stupid A-Money. Axios and Reuters, I will typically go to them for the headline, and then I will automatically do a couple of sources after them. And then one of the other things that I do is I will typically take that same subject and look up 2 or 3 different places on the same article. If there is a document that's being referenced or a video that's being referenced, I will then go look for the actual document and or the actual video. I always go 2 or 3 steps further. And so not just one headline and not just one source for that headline, unless it is like, for example, Democracy Docket, where they are giving me the status of a court case. I follow the ACLU to keep up with court cases, right along with Democracy Docket as well, right? Shukran. And so it's just, that's kind of what I do. I look for multiple different takes on a situation, and then for the source of whatever's being referenced. It's just the way that I like to function. Okay. And even like, so let me just say this, even though I know that, for example, Zateo is always fact-based and all of that, sometimes I just get it for the info, but the position is different. So Dad, so first, don't type in all caps, please. You know that. You're not new here. You're not new here. So you know not to do that. And you know the reason why. And that irritates me. because you know that it is for my folks that are vision impaired and have visual disabilities. So don't do that. Number two, you can come to the panel and discuss what your claim is. Because, so let me just tell you, all that is just your feelings. You feel they hate Americans. That's a fucking feeling. There you have absolutely zero proof of that. And it's just a nonsensical argument. If you'd like to discuss real issues, real facts, then join the panel. If you don't, you'll eventually get muted just for saying dumb shit. Yeah, you're more than welcome, Maya. All right. So, well, I think, Amy, he's referring to progressives, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what, I think that's who he's referring to. That's what I think. All right. So on that note, I do want to check out a couple of things. Thank you, Shimmy. Yeah, I do like Vice News. It's just that Vice News isn't like for everyday things. I'm going to give you just a couple of headlines just to give you an idea of how yucky things are right now. Israeli settlers just attacked Nablus in the West Bank, and they left six Palestinians dead in the West Bank today in Nablus. They also uprooted more than 50 olive trees in Masafer Yatta. Israeli forces also stormed another location in the West Bank today. The Jordan foreign minister has made a statement today about what Israel is doing in the West Bank, and that it is pushing it, quote unquote, towards explosion. And Israeli settler attack also leaves another 5 people injured in Farata village. It's a lot. It's been announced that Benjamin Netanyahu is going to meet Donald Trump at the White House next week. So we'll see kind of how that goes. Bill Buckley, why don't you get a job and stop annoying people? Well, if you're annoyed, just don't come here. That's all you got to do. Just don't come here. Why are you coming here to get annoyed? Why are you coming here to be annoyed? You might have, so listen, you might have a little issue with sadism, you know, therapy is sometimes helpful for that. Just throwing that out there. Good afternoon, John. How are you? Oops. John, you requested and I accepted, but you're not there now. So I don't know where you went, my friend. But if you would like to come back, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, I'm just saying. Voss, I talk about that all the time. So I don't know that it's anything that needs clarification in this space, because it's something that I say like all the time in this space. So for those of you guys that are wondering what I'm talking about, somebody asked me, hey, Nance, good to see you. Somebody asked me to talk about how Zionism likes to say that any criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic, and it is not. And it's not. We talk about it all the time. I also talk about the that, you know, being Jewish is not synonymous with Zionist, right? All Jewish people are not Zionists. All, you know what I mean? It's just interesting. And it's important to make the distinction. There's actually more Christian Zionists than there are Jewish Zionists. And so it's really important for people to be clear in the language that you use. Okay. So, Let me see if there was something else. I also want to say this. We are about to get fucked over one more time with this administration and tariffs. So this administration imposed all of the tariffs at the beginning of 2025, and costs went up for everybody else, right? And then the Supreme Court ruled that those tariffs were unconstitutional. They were illegal. And that money was then repaid to the corporations. Now, remember that those corporations did not pay the tariffs. We did. The vast majority of the cost of those tariffs were paid by the American people. But the money was returned by the government to the corporations. And now the Trump administration has announced new tariffs that they believe will be able to get around the legal questions that range from 10 to 25%. And so that means these corporations are going to use that as an excuse to once again raise their prices. Never mind the fact that they got their money back from the first go around. On top of that, we have this war in Iran, where I don't know about you all, but I've seen gas rise 30 to 40 cents a gallon in the last 2 weeks. And that's across the country. You're talking to somebody that's traveled through South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, all the way across the board. Like, I've been a lot of places in the last 2 weeks. And what I've seen is an increase in gas prices of 30 to 40%, 30 to 40 cents, not percent, 30 to 40 cents over the last 2 weeks. And at the same time, you have an administration and a Congress that is including stripping people of a lot of their benefits, right? They want to cut your WIC and the money that moms have, pregnant women and postpartum women have for their fruits and vegetables, along with toddlers, along for infants. Like, all of those things are incredibly important, and it is hurting working class people. And this is why the question is what it is. What are the issues that are keeping you from voting at all or voting for progressives? And I'm asking that because there are plenty of issues that I think should be driving people in herds to vote for progressives. You stop this insanity by voting in the midterms and ensuring that we have a progressive majority in the House and the Senate. That's how you stop it. That's how you stop it, folks. I can't make it any simpler than that. That is how you stop it. And folks, if you have requested to come up to the panel, like to actually really come up to the panel and not to balance the panel, please put a heart in the chat so that I can bring you up.
Hello, then.
Hey, what's up, Amoni?
It's me.
It's you. You're so silly. What you want to say, chick? What you want to talk about?
I want to say, I don't know, man. Every day it just gets worse and worse. America is doing like some wild shit. Why are they trying to combine our militaries together, but at the same time say that they're not connected to Israel? Isn't that weird?
I mean, it's a lie. It's not that it's weird. It's just a lie.
100. I'm saying weird as in like they're trying to say that we're not like connected with Israel, but every day they show us that they are.
Yes,
that's
100%. There's a lot happening today where people are talking about these tariffs that are 10 to 12.5%. And those were imposed on more than 80 countries. I don't know how many of you all know that or not. But yeah, it's just absolutely wild to see. I'm looking to check out if there's anything else that I want to make sure that I talked about. Listen, we are undeniably connected to Israel as a country. Oh, I do want to talk about this though, and I bet you, A-Money, I bet you know about this. How many of you all know, KT? What do you when you say bold lies in reference to what? So, how many of you all? How many of you all are familiar with the Hen Rajab Foundation?
What do you mean know about it?
So, did you know that they are calling for? So, they went to court and filed paperwork on more than one occasion in foreign countries. I believe one of them is Belgium, but I'll look it up in just a second. For Israeli soldiers or people that are in those countries that served in the IDF while war crimes are being committed. So hold on, I just want to show you.
Yes, they've been working on that for a while.
But they just filed one this week as well. Yeah, so give me a second.
Yeah, they've been trying to go after the one that unalived Hind Rajab, but he got unalived himself in Lebanon. Ha ha ha. Karma. Sorry.
It does happen. Okay, so here we go. There's another one. So I don't know. So let me just give you a couple of the overall headlines. So they have submitted a 120-page filing to the ICC, the International Criminal Court, naming 24 Israeli soldiers and commanders. And this specifically is the one that A-Money's talking about the killing of Hind Rajab, her family members, and then the 2 rescuing paramedics. So that's a thing. But they have separately pursued filings or mass complaints that have targeted up to 1,000 Israeli military personnel using open source digital satellite and social media evidence. What they are now doing is they are using the principle of universal jurisdiction, and they have filed dozens of criminal complaints in national courts. Get this: in Spain, Germany, France, the Netherlands, Brazil, Peru, Chile, Italy, Cyprus, and Argentina, when accused soldiers or veterans are traveling and residing in those places. So in some of the places like Belgium and Brazil, local prosecutors or police have actually taken the steps to open investigations and question the suspects that are identified through these filings. So I wanted to share that as a little bit of a glimmer for folks to understand. The complaints are being filed, and not just the one specific to her and her family and those rescue paramedics, but also when they find folks that are traveling, whether they are active duty IDF or whether they are veterans that are traveling or living in those countries, they are filing criminal complaints in those countries to have them held accountable. And in some countries, unlike the United States of America, that do adhere to the ICC, they are opening investigations and they are questioning some of these individuals. So I wanted to pass that along to you because I thought that was pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing, to be honest. They've been trying their best for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of hard, you know? It's kind of hard when you have America equating these IDF soldiers as if they're American military.
And they are not. Let me just be very fucking clear. They are definitely not.
The IDF is indeed not fighting for America or Americans. And I need all of America to understand that, because for some reason, they think the IDF soldiers are American. Like, hello? Right.
Yeah, most definitely not. And let me see this real quick. Yes, Argentina is a state party to the ICC, for the person who asked me. Okay, so also, let me see what else. Hold on one second, folks. Hello, Raja.
I don't know if you talked about the Americans that were unalived in Jordan the other day.
You mean the soldiers?
Mm-hmm.
The other day.
In Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, here's my thing. This and here.
No,
Well,
I know your thing. She said, here's the thing. Oh, I know your thing.
yes, baby.
Is that Mila?
Yes. Yes, that is Miss Mila. Give me 1 second, folks. Because y'all know my AD and be getting the best of me sometimes. So please go ahead and give me this little 915. I'm trying to do something. Y'all got to give me real quick. This is my. So,
we said we know your thing for sure.
yeah, this is okay. So here's where I'm at. Okay, I believe that the Trump administration is totally okay with the lives of American soldiers being lost at this point, because I think that they are hoping that the loss of American life will solidify support behind what the Trump administration is doing. That's what I think as a veteran. That's my position. I think that that's why they're perfectly okay with it, and are more willing now to talk about loss of life than they were 3 or 4 months ago, when it definitely occurred and was very significant. So I think they're using the lives of military persons as leverage, and that's, to me, that is shameful and disgusting. It's just where I sit, folks. I believe.
I was gonna ask you though, as a veteran, like, what do you think about like Americans fighting for a country and fighting something essentially that they shouldn't be?
Yeah. So I think so. Here's the thing. I think that the United States of America has done a really, really, really good job in portraying up until now, of portraying service as something honorable and noble and for the country. I think that the majority of people that have joined the military did it for the same reasons people are part of Hamas or Hezbollah or whatever, because they were taught and conditioned to believe that service was how you kept the country safe.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They removed their names off the list too, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you just heard about that.
Mm-mm.
It says the Pentagon removed 4 service members from its official Iran war casualty list because their deaths occurred after a ceasefire.
Of course.
That was literally 34 minutes ago too.
Yeah, fuck them. Except there is no ceasefire. So so these are the things. And so when I think about like today, especially right now in this moment, I would not be an advocate for anyone to join the military. I would not be someone saying, "Oh, go do that." Yeah, I just wouldn't. And I think that we have a majority in Congress right now that is compromised. I think that our government is more compromised, especially under foreign influence, than maybe at any point that I know of in modern day history. And that's not just Israel. It's Israel. It's the UAE. Like there's a lot of federal of foreign influence, I believe, on the current administration and its people, and that makes it very, very dangerous. That's my thought process for people that would be serving. So, yeah.
100%.
So, hey, Ralph, this is going to be my only, offering to you is I don't do Islamophobia in this space. So watch your fucking mouth. And that's as politely as I can say it. It will not get any politer than that. Guys, please don't talk to Ralph and let me do it, please.
I'm so sorry. You look like you're a Muslim and you hate Americans.
Yes, that's what Ralph said.
I had to go back to read it. I was like, wait, what did Ralph say? Everybody's so mad about. You look like a Muslim and you hate Americans.
Right.
Okay.
And so I'm just letting Ralph know, like, very, very, like, succinctly, watch your fucking mouth. So everybody else, don't talk to Ralph, please. Mods, you know what to do. What's up, Angie? Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. I need to make sure that I feed the babies. And what's up, Firelina and Veronica? I hear you, Raja. Raja's giving me instructions. He says today's going to be a lot because of the high school results and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you will need to be brief. Ha, 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 ha.
So before you step away, I don't know if you heard, obviously they be coming hard at Mamdani here in New York. And anytime he does something good, they come at him for being a Muslim or whatever. And now you have like Randy Fine calling him a Muslim theist. I don't know if you saw that video.
Yeah. Did you know, did you see me play the Monty Fritz video?
I had to step away real quick.
Okay, so Monty Fritz is running for governor of Tennessee. He's already a Tennessee
I heard you talk about him, but I just didn't hear the video.
Representative. Yeah, no, he literally said that he would outlaw Muslim call to prayer. Said that he would use the government to make it illegal to build mosques. He said that he would like to outlaw. He said that Islam is not a religion. He feels the same way about Buddhism and Hinduism, and he called them pagan religions. Apparently, he doesn't know that Islam is an Abrahamic religion. Apparently, because he literally called it a pagan religion. I was like, you're so fucking ignorant. And when he was asked, would he do the same for Judaism? Because they do not believe that Christ is king either. He said no. And
we do believe in Jesus. We just
don't believe that he's king. And so yeah, when he was asked specifically, when he was
they're not trying to investigate Mamdani right now. They just he came out and said Netanyahu should be put in prison for the war crimes that he has committed.
And he should
100%. You have your president who's saying that ain't nobody gonna touch a hair on his head. Like, boy, bye.
Right.
I'm doing a booklet notes for y'all. And then you have
I'm doing it now. Chill.
What's his name that came out and said he wants Mamdani arrested, and they asked him why, and they said for anti-Semitism.
Listen, don't make me lie. I don't know.
All right, hold on. Let me go pull out his
What, Mila? I am doing my best, and I'm doing it now, so you're going to have to give me a moment.
I forgot his name. He's a part of the, I think, Knesset.
Don't make me lie. Listen, don't make me lie, because I can't.
Don't make me lie. Guys, can someone refresh my memory? I don't want y'all know in the chat.
Yeah.
I saved him. I forgot his name. Anyway, he was like, they should arrest Mamdani, and they asked him why, and he said because of his anti-Semitism.
So he should have just said, because I'm an idiot and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Basically.
Like, literally, because I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. Ezra, can you come here, please? Sciatica is not my friend. If y'all can give me 1 second, I know it's 101, but I need to, if I don't click these buttons right now and feed these kiddos, I'll be fucked.
Do you think I'll do a mod announcement?
Love that.
I got you. Okay, guys, we have 375 people in the room. You know, she's about to do that thing that she's going to do at 1 p.m., which is it is 1, but, you know, she got to get her shit together first. But with that being
from
said,
here,
let's tap it up. Let's tap it up to
but they have
450K.
they
If
have
all of us just
pizza,
double tap
they
like
have-
5 times, we got
they
it.
have,
Lanny has about,
subs.
okay, we have 1,089 community members, and that's on period. But we need some more. So if you press the orange heart ordering at the top next to her name, press it again to claim the points to be counted as part of her team. Hello, if you want to be part of her team, sorry. Not me clicking it. But also, if you go click at the top again, if you can post a highlight, that will also boost you to the For You page. That's how I found her today. I didn't even know she was live until I went, you know, searching, and then she, boom, popped up on the For You page. So it's all of it is helping. I can't believe there's 350 people in the room and there's only 400 shares. If all of y'all share like 5 times, that'll put her over the 1,000 mark, and that'll also help boost her up. So let's do all them good things, y'all. Thank you.
Appreciate you. A money.
Anytime, girl.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So I'm gonna do what kind do you want, love, please?
Yeah, just like normal cheese.
Just normal? Okay, I got you. Y'all know me trying to do all the things and take care of the babies is, you know, can I just like, no, can we just do like, what? Okay. I don't. Okay. This should be fine, Dominic. Okay. All right. So I appreciate you guys for being patient with me. It's summertime. We were traveling late. Kids are waking up at different hours. And so I'm just doing my best to feed them. And all the things. And this is just what that looks like right now.
I found him. Sorry, I couldn't stop. It was Israel's UN ambassador, Danny Damon. He calls for the arrest of Mayor Zaharan Mamdani.
Yeah, Zoran's not getting arrested, and they might want to sit the fuck down and have several seats before they end up getting jacked because, like, listen, folks, I don't know any other way to say this, but so I'm just going to say it. If you do not like Zoran Mamdani saying that a man who the majority of his own fucking country can't stand, just so y'all know, let me just be clear. They don't even like Benjamin Netanyahu in fucking Israel. That's why he's terrified. He got that damn election coming up in October. And as soon as he is fired in Israel, he's going to jail. In case you didn't know. But if you have the problem with someone like Zoran Mamdani calling for accountability for someone who has been ordering a G-side and unaliving thousands upon thousands upon thousands of children and innocent people, you suck as a person, as a human being. You just do. I don't feel bad for saying I said what I said and I meant it. You suck as a human being. There's no justification for what that administration has been doing, or this administration, none whatsoever. And if you are someone that is fixing your mouth to say that, you suck as a person. And I mean that. I just do. I hope I'm ordering the right shit because I'm clicking away stuff while I'm talking, and I don't know what this is about to look like, but it's about to look like something. It's going to be okay. Okay, that's done. That's done. And I guess that's done. Okay. All right. So folks, here's what we're going to do. And A-Money, I'm going to let you help me provide this. So for folks that are over here on YouTube, on Substack, on Twitch, on Facebook, we are going to stay live. And I'm going to still be talking about the issues. We are also going to run a Pally panel right now. So on TikTok, I need for them to not spam the comments, right? Especially in Arabic. I need them to write in English. I need for folks that are in the States. Yes, Shimmy. I need for those of you guys that are in the States to to share, to keep commenting, to keep having conversations, to do all the things. And Money, if you can just let them know that in order to keep the algorithm doing its thing, we're going to be real quick. I need them to just stay on mute. Know that I love them immensely. I miss the fuck out of everybody. I wish that I could talk to Raja and Wasim and everybody for like 30 minutes. I just can't do it today. Maybe we will do it again another day, but just know that I'm cool if they turn on their cameras. I would love to see their smiling fucking faces. I just can't chat because of the algorithm. And tell them now that I'm back traveling, I will, now that I'm back home from traveling, then I can actually like get to all my WhatsApp messages and all of that shit that I can't do right now. But I have missed them immensely, love them immensely.
Don't worry, y'all. She don't answer my messages either.
And about to,
I'm just saying, it's not just Gaza. She don't answer.
No, it's everybody. Listen, it's everybody. Because of everything that I've had on my plate the last 2 weeks. But yeah, if you can communicate that would be helpful. And then we're about to do this thing.
Okay, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته يا أهل غزة. داني كانت مقدرش تخرف اليوم معكم، بس إذا أنتم بدكم تدفعوا من الكاميرا تبعتكم أهلا وسهلا، بس مش قادرة تحكي معكم يا نص ساعة، بس بدها تحكي معكم، بس فيش اليوم. رحين نرفع ناس ورحين ندعمكم، بس في الكومنتات إذا بدكم تكتبوا اكتبوا في الأجنبي بس، وش في العربي. ما تحطوش نفس الكلمات ورا بعض، ولا أنا راح أحط ميوت عليكم. فاهمين؟ حطوا 1 في الكومنت إذا أنتم فاهمين. شكرا.
I knew it was coming. I knew the shukran was coming. Yeah. Okay. So, here we go. And Mila, I got you. Remember what you asked me for last night?
I said, put a 1 in the comment if you understood what I said. Because I said, I'm going to mute y'all if y'all don't listen to the rules. All the ones you got going on here. Okay?
I love that. Thank you. Look, Raja, go. Oh my geez. I'm going to do my best to facilitate this, and I am going to give some information as we go along because it's important that you all know. I'm super, so like, hey, Money, when I don't get to see them for a while and I don't get to chat and then they're coming up, I get stupid emotional. I don't know if that happens to you, but I get stupid emotional.
It don't, because I see them every day. Like, I talk to them.
Yeah, no, like.
No, but they have their little moments where you do get emotional because some really don't get the help like it used to be, so they do appreciate whatever and anything. So I get what you mean. Yeah,
I get stupid emotional. Oh, okay. I've done what I needed to do. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna facilitate this.
Is there a goal though specifically?
Let's just do 2 at first. I don't. Is that a best goal?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, it is.
20.
It's a good goal, so they don't fight you, basically. So
25. Listen, so Danikins, is 2K or 3K better for everybody today? Y'all tell me. I know shit is rough out here in the 3, 2, 2. I got 3s and 2s. It's okay. 2 for you. 2, 5. Shut up, Wasim. Wasim said 5K.
I think everybody said 2K so they all can eat,
Yes, I got you.
I think 2K is good as well. 30K. Wasim, I'll mute you, Wasim. He said 30K. It's gonna be my first mute.
So silly. Look, Shimmy said baby lion for me. I cannot. Okay. All right. That's what we're going to run through. So how about this? I'm just going to take my hands off. Hey, Money, just ask Shimmy who her one person is that I know she needs. And then, the rest. My deal. So.
Yeah, I know your deal.
Okay.
I got you.
All right. Let's run it. All right. Let's do it. Okay, so so Veronica, you said you'll be voting in the midterms. How do you get through to the DAs here? When you say DAs, who do you mean?
Okay, so you want me to start bringing it up now?
Yep.
Okay.
So let me just say, so when we're focusing on having conversations with people, and we want to talk about getting through to folks, I don't focus on alaikum salam soha. I don't focus on so much of, I love that little butterfly one, quote unquote, getting through to people, right? But it's just having the conversations and Salam Wasim, and having the conversations on the issues. I find that when we have the conversations and we focus on the issues, Salam Zina, then it's easier to cut through the noise. It's much more difficult to cut through the noise when we talk about political parties, and when we talk about those types of things. When we can stick to the actual issues and focus on those, then we get a lot further and faster. And so that's the kind of thing. So listen, we meet this upcoming Thursday. So this Thursday coming up, so 6 days from now, will be our next Project for the People meeting. And we will role play during that meeting where I'm able to kind of just off the cuff role play with folks. We can have some of these conversations, the things that you are getting back from people, the things that people are saying to you. You can say them to me, and we can just role play through them. Oh, that was awesome. About how to have the most effective conversations possible with folks. And so I think it's really important for us to be able to do that and to get comfortable with the conversations and comfortable with what people might say. Are we doing graphics before the meeting? Yeah, Veronica, that's going to be next on my list. I will let you know as soon as I get into Canva today. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to be going through all the Project for the People stuff. I'll be updating the participant spreadsheet that we have so that you all can get connected. I'll be going through the people that have registered to see where they are, and how many we have, and updating the map. How's HUD is next. Yeah, so I have some statistics regarding HUD and housing, and what we'll do with those graphics. So we will pair that information along with information on the new bill that just passed. And let me just say this, whether you like it or not, I don't like to talk about the president very often. I do, however, believe that it is necessary to talk about the fact that the president of the United States refused to even sign a bill unless he got another bill that he wanted moved forward. It is imperative, because I don't care who you are and what party you belong to, the president of the United States should not be using his power and his position to try to coerce or manipulate or force Congress to do a thing. And if you can't agree with that, we need to have a conversation about your patriotism. We need to have a conversation about where you sit on the issues when it comes to being. Hella, Raja. It's necessary for us to do. Inta Gelbi, Raja. Walla, missed you, Raja. And so it's just really important. Does that make sense, you all? I hope that makes sense. So that you all kind of understand where we are. For folks that are helping out with the panel, let me just say this to you all. It is important for folks to know and understand that since the so-called ceasefire in Gaza, more than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed by the Israeli government. Israel has killed more than 1,000 Palestinians since October 10th, 2025. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. That's not whatever. It's not any of that. It's important for people to know that that is an absolute fact. And Salam Anwar. And it's critical that the United States of America understand the role that we play. When you bomb hospitals, when you bomb schools, when you attack infrastructure and salinization plants and all of those different types of things, number one, that's a war crime. And I want you all to understand it's not just a war crime because international law says it's a war crime. In the United States of America, the 1996 War Crimes Act says that it is illegal for us to fund and arm and support a country that is committing war crimes, doing those types of things. And to be clear, that means that we are complicit. That means that we are committing war crimes by supporting this administration and I mean, by supporting the Israeli government. And you might not like that, Salam Yasni, but it is true. It is a fact. It is real. And alaikum salam, Mo. Missed you. Wala, missed you. Miss you, Hussein. So I think that it's really critical that Americans become responsible for what we do and what we don't support, what is or isn't accurate information. And I don't care. You might not like the thought of saying we are complicit in why, Raja? Why? Salam Abu Samir. So this is, I don't have my other, yeah, no, I got you. So it's really important that, that we get real. I know, Raja. Listen, folks, it's very important that we get real. If something feels uncomfortable, if the truth feels uncomfortable, then maybe we should change the truth, right? If the truth feels uncomfortable, then maybe we should change what the truth is. Does that make sense? Am I making sense to anybody? Do you all understand what I'm saying? There is no such things as defensive only weapons. Like, that's not a thing. And you don't get to just say, oh, well, we're only going to give Israel defensive weapons, because they're not just being used for defense. And weapons oftentimes aren't just defensive. If a missile can intercept another missile, that missile can also hit a hospital or a school. So there's no such thing. And the reality is this is a government that, and when I say this is a government, I'm talking about the Israeli government. This is a government that does not use its weapons only in defense. It uses its weapons to attack innocent civilians. And those are just the facts. Like, I can't say it any different than that. It is exactly what it is. And I think I'm going to do this. Hold on one second, y'all, because it's a lot right now.
You're doing amazing, Danny. Multitasking and stuff.
Thank you, Mo. I am trying to, let me do.
What are you trying to do, girl?
Girl, done that.
Girl, you have the whole strip.
I know. And it's also because it's been a while, and I know that it's been a while. So I don't think that I've done a poly panel in 2 weeks. And, we at least managed to get one once a week. And so I know, and it's not lost on me. I just also know that it's rough for a lot of folks in a lot of places and all of that. And so, yeah. So when we talk about where we are right now today, and some of you all, I know you watch me, but you won't comment, and you watch and you won't join the panel. I hear you. I wish that you would do something different. I really do wish that you would join the panel if you find yourself disagreeing with me on issues, or supporting this administration, or supporting Israel, or believing that criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic, which it is not. By the way, Palestinians are Semitic people. Jewish people are not the only people that are Semites. Okay? Not all Jewish people are Semitic. I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. If something that I'm saying to you offends you or makes you feel some sort of way, then I would encourage you to explore that. I would encourage you to go, well, why is it? Do you really think, and for those of you all that have known me, maybe you got to know me because of ballot health. Maybe you got to know me because of the protests in Northeast Tennessee. Maybe you got to know me because of free hugs and the stuff that I did with unhoused people in the Charlotte area. Maybe you know me. I don't know why. I don't know how or why you got to know me. But if you know me from any of those spaces, right, then I would ask you this. Why do you think someone who is willing to give up her entire life and go sit outside of a fucking hospital to protest a medical monopoly, why would I be saying something if I didn't have the evidence to back it up? Why do you think I'm saying the things, salam Allah shak shak, why do you think I'm saying the things that I'm saying with regard to the Israeli government and the things that it is doing against the Palestinian people? I'm not somebody that does things that I don't feel 99.9% certain that I am correct about. Like I don't jump to conclusions and take things lightly. I'm going to figure them out. And so this is again why I'm saying, if you find yourself in disagreement with what I'm saying, or if you find yourself offended by or uncomfortable by the things that I'm saying about the United States of America, then I encourage you to dig into that, to lean all the way into it, to join me for a conversation, to look up the things that are in my link tree that absolutely provide you the foundation and the evidence for where I stand on the issues. If you don't believe, so listen, why is the GOP in Congress right now today proposing funding that takes away money for fruits and vegetables for pregnant and postpartum women and for toddlers that are 5 and under? If you are supporting the current administration and the GOP members of Congress, you are supporting an initiative to take away food for fruits and vegetables, not fucking Snicker bars and soda, although that's none of your business either, right? But we are specifically talking about money that is allocated for fruits and vegetables. And I want to know why. I want to know how you align that with your values, whether that's American values, whether that's Christian values, whether that's the teachings of Jesus. I want to know how taking away money to buy fruits and vegetables for women who are pregnant or who have just given birth and their children up until the age of 5, I want to know how that aligns with that thought process and those values. Because I would hazard a guess that it does not, and that you are unable to articulate that to me. Just keeping it 100% real, folks. I don't know any other way to say it than the way that I'm saying it right now. If you want to talk about healthcare, education, housing, economic mobility, that includes immigration as it relates to those issues. Now, let me tell you what I won't do while I'm talking about immigration. I won't talk about whether or not you believe they should do it the right way if you can't tell me at least 3 of the right ways to do it. Like if you don't even know what the right ways are, I don't want to hear you say, "Oh, it needs to be done the right way." That's just horseshit. I don't want to hear it. Okay. If you want to talk to me about immigration, then we are going to talk to immigration about how immigration is related to your healthcare, your education, your housing, your economic mobility. And if you cannot do those things, if you just want to talk about it because you want to be a bigot, I'm not doing that. Be a bigot and get out my face. That's the same thing with LGBTQIA issues.
I got called an anchor baby the other day.
You got called an anchor baby the other day? Okay.
Yeah, girl. By FBA, by the way.
Yeah, listen, FBA, I just chewed that. Listen, one of 2 things happens when FBA come on my panel, right? They either get on board and get respectful about their shit, or they run. And either way, I don't give a fuck. I don't care either way. But you're not about to. I had one up here earlier today. And he ended up running on his own. I'm fine with that. I'm not. So in my mind, things that I believe are dangerous to the United States of America right now. Number 1, the GOP Congress. That's number 1. And this administration. Okay. Number 2, Christian nationalist. Number 3, Christian Zionist. Number 4, white supremacist and white nationalist. Number 5, and this is not like in any order of importance. Number 5, Israel. Number, I actually believe that Israel is a greater threat to the United States of America than Russia. That's my own opinion. I believe that Israel is a greater threat to the United States of America than China, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Things that I don't feel are a threat to the United States of America. I do not believe that immigrants are a threat to the United States of America, especially not the ones from the southern border. I do not believe that LGBTQIA individuals are threats to the United States of America. I do not believe that feminism is a threat to the United States of America, although I've been told that it is by lonely ass men. Yes, baby. I see. So cute. Like I just don't. And so I don't believe that, no worries, Phantom. I just believe that we have to get really serious and very direct, and we need to get, I don't know, locked in on what it takes to have hard conversations. Do you love your country enough? And the possibility, when I say your country, I don't mean the government, but do you love the people enough to engage in hard conversations and stay in those conversations until you can generate some understanding, even if you don't get agreement? And if the answer to that question is yes, then I would love to see you on the panel. I would love to see you in the Discord. I would love to see you participating. Jesus Christ, it really is the entire fucking strip, ain't it, A-Money?
I thought TikTok used to cap it at 99. I guess not.
I guess not. By the way,
They used to cap it. By the way, most of the ones in your requests are kind of fake, by the way. What happens is when they see a panel gifting Gazans, they'll go share it to like their little group.
Yep.
And they come in swinging. That's why I'm trying to be careful.
Yep.
Who I bring up.
I don't know if you see Aziz, but
I see Aziz and I see Muhammad OS. I've been waiting for one of the panels to get to 2K. So
okay.
him up.
Aziz. Listen, he came in here the other day, A-Money, and I said Aziz just like normal. And he typed it in the comments and he was like, what about Aziz? And so you had to say it. So I was like, okay, Aziz.
Hi, Danny. How are you?
No, salam alaikum. I'm good, Muhammad OS.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam. So it's just really important. Well, I miss you, Wallah. So folks, you know, as we approach these midterms, you know how we keep talking about how critical the elections are, how critical the elections are, how critical they are. People have asked me, are we going to have midterms? My response is very simple. I believe, yes, we are going to have midterms. If we do not have a progressive majority in the House and the Senate, I don't know what an election in 2028 would look like. Like, I'm not as certain about what happens if we don't get these midterms right. And I'm not somebody that normally talks in that fashion. I'm just not, though, right? I'm just not. Oh, she's getting so big. I'm getting so big. Voila, she's so beautiful.
Yes, big. Give it.
Yeah, she's getting so big. Gosh, y'all, the twins are like almost 7 months. And Haitam. I see I see Haitam. She said, I'm not happy. Salam, Abu Saraj. It's been a long time, friend. Danikins, throw up in the, yep, that's right. We needed a sticker. Cam, I remember now. I remember. So, A-Money, we were going to put a sticker so that we could put together a sticker that would let me know when we needed to kind of like slow down. But okay, so Danikins, if we can, what is this? Whoop, whoop. I don't know what I just hit. I know, girl. I know. I got to turn them on. I got to turn them on so I can see what y'all saying. I know. Okay, so we're back. So if we can finish the boxes here and make sure we grab Aziz. And then did we get Shimmy's person?
I've been asking her who Shimmy is talking about, and I didn't get not one tag. So Shimmy, if you could tag me who you're talking about, let me know.
If we could, I don't know if I saw you bring Wadmi up or not. And I know Aziz is in here, but
I didn't bring up Wadmi yet either.
Okay. So
you tag me again. There's too many tags, Shimmy.
Girl, I didn't mute you. I turned off the comments. عارف. But Danny muted me. I know. Appreciate you, Toop. So if you okay, so can I take a moment? So how about I do this? I'm going to use this time that we have right now to talk a little bit about Project for the People and about what's happening with that and where we're going next. So I have got a lot of content to create over the next 3 days because as I was traveling, we took pictures, my mom and I, and we took pictures at different places along the way. So different places in Missouri, different places in Tennessee. And so one of the things that I want to do is I want to create content using photos of those places with relevant statistics and information for people living in those communities. Project for the People is about 3 things. Okay. At the very end of the day, the end goal of Project for the People is to get our government back into a place where we have a stable, functioning, democratic constitutional republic, because we currently do not. One of the biggest ways that we don't have that right now is we do not have a Congress that is separate but equal in terms of its power and the way that it shows up as a third branch of our government. Okay, and that's incredibly important. So the very first thing is about getting serious about winning these elections, and the way that we do that is through solid election data and strategy, and most importantly, through conversations in our communities that build connection. And those conversations need to be rooted and focused in the issues. And the only time that we bring in culture war conversations are when they are relative to the issues. And when I say issues, I'm talking healthcare, education, housing, and economic mobility. So that's the focus. And when we have those conversations, the 4 things that we have to bring to every single conversation are compassion, authenticity, respect, and vulnerability. When we show up, hey Hamza, when we show up in that way, with those 4 things present in every conversation, we give ourselves room to find understanding. Even if we don't have agreement, that understanding is the key to how we move people forward when it comes to voting. You and I don't have to agree on absolutely everything. What we do need is to have an understanding of why diversity and equity and inclusion and accessibility is important and beneficial to the country, right? We have a vice president right now that wants you to believe that diversity is detrimental and is harmful to the people. That is the rhetoric of white nationalists. That is the rhetoric of supremacists. That is the rhetoric of fascists, right? And what I believe is that we should all be like Dolly, right? Hey, Hamza, it's just very simple. When Dolly Parton said, I'm removing Dixie from Dixie Stampede, it's because, very simply, right, when you realize that something is a problem, then you just stop doing it. What's up, Miss JK? Right? And this is not difficult to understand. Thank you, Sandy, for just going ahead and muting comments. Appreciate it. I think the only one we have left is Aziz. So if we
that Aziz is fake, so that's why.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, but Shimmy, is the name in Arabic or English? I'm looking. Her requests are over 100 people, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
I'm looking. Let me just get her. His name is Jalal, and I'll keep looking.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Danny.
So for my Danikins, we've got one more person that Shimmy hasn't ever been able to get help. And once we get that person up, we just want to top everybody off at 2K, and then we're done. That'll be the last person. Okay. Hey, Wadney. Salam, sis. Yeah, Shimmy. Yeah. Money Shimmy was trying to come up, I guess, to kind of help.
Okay, I got her.
Okay.
I think she wants to explain to me about
Yeah.
where you at, Shimmy.
Yeah. Yeah, there she go. So what was I saying? So Project for the People. So this is the thing. Oh, listen, I got to tell y'all. So Bradley, are you watching? Bradley? I don't know if Bradley is in here or not, but so listen, y'all. I got Bradley up in the greater Boston area who has reached out to me. There is a community that is predominantly Hispanic. And so I'm going to need some of my Danikins that speak Spanish to help with me. He's literally connecting me together with somebody that does a lot of work with that community to organize. He literally sent me a picture of the building and this huge space where a lot of the community comes in. And so what they want to do is organize an event in their community center where people can come in. I can talk about Project for the People, go over the graphics. And I just need one of my Danikins that also speaks Spanish to be able to help translate. Appreciate you, Just Me. And be able to give them access to the drive and all of that. So I'm really excited about that. He hit me up and was like, hey, I'd like to be able to do ABCD XYZ. Why is Iman typing that? Did you see that, Imani? Is that the real Iman?
Where?
Talking about Palestinians in America hate us. What the fuck?
Girl, bye. You know what? I'm gonna block her from every live from now on.
No, it's this. Like it's not a woman. It's this one. It's EMAN. Iman.
Yeah, Iman. That's Iman.
Yeah, but the picture is not.
إيمان أصلاً ولا حدا ever خرف معاك أصلاً. Anyway, ولا حدا عارف صوتك. That's so annoying, bro.
Right.
Anyway, I can't find Jalal, Shimmy.
Oh, there's Bilal. I lied, y'all. Bilal is here.
You're on the panel. She said, "Am I on the panel?"
Okay.
You're on here.
Yeah, because mostly when I go out and in, I kind of drop, even though I'm still on the panel. So I'm like, hello.
Okay, got it. Love it. Bradley's here. Love it.
Amani, I don't think he came. Like, I shared it to him, but I don't think he came yet. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, if he's on tonight when I'm on, then let me know. I got you.
Inshallah. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate you trying to at least get him if he was here.
Yeah, and Shimmy,
the thing is,
I'll let you know. I think the next one that we might be able to do is like either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. But as soon as I do it, I'll announce it and let you know, and I'll post it like with my sticker. And that way you can tell them to be here.
They might not have nets. You only got me struggling looking for Jalal for like 20 minutes. It's crazy.
Well, I was trying to come up to show a picture, but Danny muted us. I felt so isolated.
Listen, them comments was a lot.
She put me in TikTok prison. Isn't it enough that I was on Discord prison, girl?
She was. Okay, so let me just share with you all what's happening. I appreciate you, Shimmy, and A-Money, as always. There's my friend Bilal. Voila, missed you, Bilal. So let me just tell you all. So what I intend to start doing moving forward is at least 2, if not 3 days a week. I want to start doing 2-a-days. So it will be a live in the morning that is about 3 hours or so, and then also an evening live. And that evening live is probably going to be at around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I haven't set the time exactly yet because the kids are going to start going back to school. But that will be a time. So like if I do 8 or 9 p.m., that's after the girls go to bed. And so it's totally able to do it. Yeah, but which we got 100 days. We have 100 days until the midterms. And so, so I just believe that at least 3 days a week, I need to be able to do 2 a day, in order to get the information out to, and to keep spreading information and to make it happen. If any of you all want to organize a community forum, a community Zoom, a community whatever, yeah, if so, Bay Bobby, if it's not the right Aziz, if it's the Aziz that is requesting right now, they are in fact fake. So Cam, you said starting when? I think it's going to be starting. I want to say next week, but I can't promise. At the very least, it starts the beginning of August, the week of August 3rd. Also, that's when I relaunch the podcast. It's also when I relaunch the podcast. The podcast will have 1 episode a week. 2 was too much. I couldn't juggle it. So there will be 1 podcast episode every single week. If you want to help prime, so to speak, the podcast space for the relaunch, please do me a favor. Go to wherever you listen to podcasts, and absolutely Cam, and listen to them and download them and share them. So you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, whatever the Google Play is, Pandora. There's like anywhere that you listen to. Yep, definitely game for that, Cam. So any of those places is a great place. So just going back and re-listening and doing those types of things would be very helpful. So not this Iman that's typing right now that says good live. The Iman that I was talking about, Amoni, has the male picture, and sometimes be talking out the side of their neck when they don't get brought up. I'm trying to see if I can see if they're in the requests right now.
We know who you mean.
Do you?
Who are you looking for?
That person. Yeah,
Who are you
that
looking for?
is bitter in all lives, you know.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Iman?
Oh, you muted? Right.
Wait,
She's an elderly lady, even though the picture is...
Yeah, she
It's not a man, guys. Iman is a woman. And by the way, I have repeatedly asked her. She is in Gaza, but I have repeatedly asked her to come up and have conversations, and she don't. I don't even know how she sounds like, by the way.
Got you. Okay,
Yeah,
that's very helpful.
Exactly. I've been trying to tell her to come up so we can have a conversation. She don't want to have a conversation, and then she write shitty shit like that. Even though we do bring her up to help her, by the way.
Right.
And she don't talk.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Guys.
Not you, Iman. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Iman, wish inti mal watermelon. Iman family, wish inti. Iman is like, wait, not me.
Right. I saw she said, what's the matter?
Guys, not Iman with the watermelon, but Iman family. The one that says Iman family.
Yes, that's the one. You got it. That's the one. 100%. Yeah, I appreciate you. Hey, Money, y'all know how much I appreciate you today, because it was too much, and we definitely would not have been able to manage all the people that you know and that you manage. So I appreciate you helping us help Gazans today. So
Do you guys still have some left?
I don't know. So let me ask Danikins, is there anything extra? Does anybody have any additional coins for today? Is your person here, Shimmy? Is that why you're asking?
The food just responded to me in comments, and I was like, "Get your asshole here."
Colleen said some. You're
Should
out.
you tell the people
You're
that
out.
you're done for the taste for today?
Yeah.
Shimmy, go ahead.
Give me a second. I have too much things on my hand.
Okay, yeah, I got it then. يا أهل غزة داني كانت راح تساعد كمان ناس next week كمان أسبوع ارجعوا مرة تانية.
Appreciate
I can
you.
reload. I have some.
Yeah.
That's
So Shimmy, bring your person. That person will be the last one. And that way we can get them at least 2K. Folks, remember, if you're not on TikTok, you can go directly to my link tree, and there are direct ways to support. And you can also listen if you're one of those people, and I am not judging. If you're one of those people that needed a tax deduction and all that shit, and you need your receipts, go to Calamantina organization. That is A Money's organization, and that is a way for you to do it through a nonprofit that is being organized.
See this guy
Yes.
in the request?
Oh, girl. So that's the person, A Money.
That's the person. He has his name Jalal in English, but also he has something in Arabic.
I don't see, he's not in the request.
Okay, then maybe he didn't go.
First of all,
see
I was
him.
looking for a guy with a black shirt for 20 minutes. He's not here. Guys, Jimmy's not in Gaza.
Okay.
Yeah, please, I'm not in Gaza. I'm so sorry. Wait, let me send it to him again, and if he doesn't come, then so be it. It is what it is.
Okay. Yeah. And hey, babes, you want to grab it? Mila? Yeah. Your food is here, girl. So yeah, because here's what I want to do. I need to feed the grandbabies. I need to unpack y'all. My suitcases are still in the floor. Yes, sugar butt. Okay, I got you what you asked me for last night. So you'll be happy when you see what I got. I think all of us are just like, oh, because it's been a lot. The last 2 weeks has been a lot. But so listen, we have a lot to do. I will probably be back this evening. That's my plan. If not, I will definitely be live tomorrow. But I still need to unpack and wash our dirty clothes and do all of those things. Can you? Thank you, love. I got it. Sissy. There's one more stuff out there. Okay, girl. So yeah, I'm just saying, y'all, it's a lot. But so listen, I love y'all, mean it. A Money, I appreciate you. Shimmy, appreciate you as well. Danikins, y'all know y'all are the fucking bomb. You're the best. I don't care what anybody else says. Y'all are the best. And of course, Tina. Yes, of course. Listen, y'all, you can wear your Project for the People merch whenever you want to. Whether you're wearing your t-shirts, whether you're drinking out of your mugs or your water bottles, or you've got Project for the People hats, tote bags, all the time. I mean, we literally got questions when we were wearing our stuff out and about. My mom's doctor asked me about it. The waitress at the restaurant asked us about it. Like, yeah, wear that merch. The merch opens the door to the conversations. Okay. And listen, here's the domain name to share with everyone. It is making, with an ing, because we are present tense people, Making America Truly Great.com. That's the site. Making America Truly Great.com. That's the site. We got 102 days. We got to lock the fuck in and get to having real conversations about the real issues and making things matter. So, and Money, I appreciate you, girl. Shimmy, right back at you. I know Shimmy got her Project for the People merch on. You need more shirts? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a lag. I don't know if I cut you off or not. Then
No, you didn't.
I'm so sorry. He's not gonna come. I think. I don't know if his net is bad or something. But I appreciate you all so much for giving me the time and trying to help him. And hopefully we can help him next time. It wasn't his razak to get it today.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get him. Just let me know. We'll make it happen. Inshallah. Yes. Okay. So listen, so let me just show you guys. I did I did an auction before my mom was in the hospital. And so to the person who won the instant holder and the bracelet in the auction, I've got it out to package it up and get it sent off. Conchita, I'm going to hit you up because I have your painting ready to go. And then the other painting, I want to say is either Mel Gray or Rylene. Anyway else, it's going to be going out. So give me the next couple of days to get unpacked, get all of this stuff packaged up to go out. And we're going to we'll make all of that stuff happen. I love you guys. Mean it. Yeah, lock the fuck in and I'll see y'all back in these. Oh, wait, let me clarify. I will probably only be live twice a day on TikTok, once a day everywhere else. So if you want to see me twice a day, come get in these TikTok streets. Okay. Because it's a lot to do this side over here with 4 different platforms and all the things. It's much more challenging. When you come to the Project for the People meetings, make sure that you bring a friend. When you come up in here, make sure that you tell somebody else to watch with you. And please make sure that you go follow the Danny Cook Show on your podcast platform, wherever you listen. Okay. I appreciate you all. And by the way, we are almost back up into B League. So y'all are the motherfucking best. You the best. You remember that song, y'all? Do you know the song I'm talking about, A-Money? Sometimes I be showing my real ass on here when I share music. Rose said yes. Yeah, you the best. I ain't gonna sing the rest of it though, because y'all know. Anyway, all right. Love y'all, mean it. Have a great day. I will holler at y'all later. Peace. Love you, mean it. Oh, we're almost to 500K. We are almost there. Okay, bye guys. Love you, mean it. I'll see you guys.